Classic Football Conference matchup between the visiting Kimberly Papermakers and the host Ashwaubenon Jaguars. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson and bringing you those high definition, probably more standard definition shots. It's Jim Rosandick. We call him Rosie. We're all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin, the digital live stream team. And we're here, almost mid-April, Brett. Still feels kind of weird, but seeing these two teams on the field right now and getting ready to have one of these showdowns, I guess you could say. I know it's our first time seeing Kimberly. We're pretty excited to be here and bring everyone out there this live action.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to be here at Goelz Field, Ashwaubenon High School. Thanks to Athletic Director Nick Sanger for making sure we're good to go and the IT staff. Fingers crossed it all works well here tonight. But yeah, I mean, the whole season is weird right now. This alternate spring, but I guess the cool part about it is, number one, I think people are having fun a little bit with having a bonus spring football season. But number two, seeing some matchups that normally we wouldn't see. This is an easy drive up Highway 41 for Kimberly, and an Ashwaubenon team that has pushed, while 0-2, has pushed Pulaski and Appleton North a little bit anyway. They had double-figure leads in both of those games. So unfortunately, Ashwaubenon dealing with a very key injury to their quarterback spot. We'll see how that plays out as far as the backup will be playing tonight. But, yeah, our first crack at seeing top-ranked Kimberly, Ricardo, one of the teams when the Super Conference was put together, maybe kind of thinking that they would be among the top four teams when the playoffs start here in a couple weeks. But we'll see. Still got to play the game. This is an uncommon opponent, so not used to seeing each other. Stranger things have happened, and this, again, is a strange season.
It is, Brett. Again, good Friday evening to everyone. Now, we'll start with some Ashwaubenon notes, and Brett will finish up with some Kimberly notes. Again, Brett put together these game notes so nicely for us. What about Ashwaubenon? Hey, the Jaguars are coming off that, as Brett mentioned, a tough 38-31 loss to Appleton North last Friday right here in that FVCFC game at Goelz Field.
Weird to say,
isn't it? It is weird to say. It's a mouthful. Ashwaubenon held a 24-14 lead in the second half, but then surrendered 24 straight points to the Lightning. Connor Ramage, Brett, you'll let me know if I mispronounce these names.
I'll do my best.
Connor Ramage rushed for 177 yards and a touchdown, an 81-yard scamper in that third quarter that gave Ashwaubenon the 24-14 advantage. Quarterback Caden Vang threw for 138 yards and a touchdown, also rushed for another score before he had to exit with what proved eventually to be a torn ACL. Backup quarterback Boone Curse now is the starter for the rest of the season. He threw for 72 yards and a touchdown. Northern State University recruit Luke Schrader finished with 3 catches for 49 yards and a touchdown. A 39-yard reception in the fourth quarter. That capped the scoring. Caden Turnbull was credited with a 38-yard touchdown reception in the second quarter as well for Ashwaubenon. And overall, Jaguars rushed for 264 yards and 45 carries for a 5.9 per carry average. Ashwaubenon finished with 474 yards overall against an Appleton North team that kind of hangs their hat, Brett, on defense. On the season, defensively, let's go do that first. The Jaguars allowed 290 yards rushing to Appleton North star running back Cal Martini. He finished with 238 yards and 3 touchdowns on 28 carries on the season. Connor Ramage has rushed for 284 yards and 2 scores. He's averaging 6.8 yards a carry. Vang finished his season with 312 yards passing with 3 touchdowns. Schrader and Rhett Jonas lead the way in receiving with 8 and 6 receptions respectively. Schrader has 199 receiving yards and 3 scores, while Jonas has 96 receiving yards. As a team, Ashwaubenon is averaging 25.5 points per game. They're allowing 50. Is that 50 points per game? Is that what I see there, Brett? Does that make sense?
It does, because there have been some big scores, especially that Pulaski game.
Keep in mind, again, Brett, as you just said, the Jaguars gave up 62 points in that Week 1 loss to Pulaski. Jaguars are averaging 192 yards passing per game, allowing 115.5. They're averaging 206 yards rushing a game, and they're allowing 329. Now, their next game will be home against Oshkosh North next Friday, again in an FVCFC matchup. Kickoff there set for 7 o'clock. Brett, the Kimberly Papermakers.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about it?
Well, the Papermakers, 2-0, Ricardo, ranked number 1 in the large schools division this week's with Sports.net State Coaches Poll. They're coming off a very impressive 23-6 victory over Pulaski last Friday in a FVCFC game at Kimberly. Quarterback Caden Pendleton, he paced a balanced offensive effort, throwing for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had scoring strikes of 30 yards to Cam Winnick and 18 yards to Owen Polakowski, both coming in a second quarter, Ricardo, that saw the Papermakers score 20 straight points to grab a 20 2-0 lead. Caleb Frazier, we're going to call his name quite a bit tonight. Northern Iowa recruit, rushed for 86 yards and a touchdown. That was a 1-yard plunge in the second quarter. Cam Zabel, am I saying that was the kicker? Or is it
Zabel.
Or is it Zeebel? I know that
think it's
yeah, okay. He added a 21-yard field goal in the fourth quarter. Give me a tweet at PC Bretzi. Let me know how to pronounce, because it's Ali Zabel down at Nina, but I know the folks at Kimberly have said Zeebel, so give me a tweet at PC Bretzi. Defensively in that game, Kimberly limited Pulaski Ricardo to just 210 yards. Keep in mind, the Red Raiders scored 62 points, turned out 368 rushing yards in that big Week 1 victory over Ashwaubenon. On the season, Pendleton has thrown for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns on a very efficient 12 of 18 passing. Frazier has rushed for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns on 24 attempts. He's averaging, Ricardo, 6.4 yards per carry. Winnick is the Papermakers' leader in receptions and receiving yards with 5 and 62 respectively. He also has 1 touchdown catch. Defensively, Damon Loker's 17 total tackles are tops in the team, or on the team in that category. Mason Stepnaski is next with 14 total tackles. DeAndre Williams, we're going to call his name quite a bit, and Tommy Ellison are tied for third with 10 total tackles apiece. Ricardo, as a team, Kimberly averaging 39.5 points per game and allowing just 3.
Woo.
6 total points the Kimberly Papermakers have given up this season. Remember, the Papermakers blanked Sheboygan North 56-zip in the opener, and then giving up just 1 touchdown against Pulaski last week. Kimberly averaging 86 yards per game, passing and allowing 48. They are averaging 167 rushing yards per game and allowing 57. Up next for the Papermakers, they'll be home at Papermaker Stadium next Friday night. That game is against Appleton East, and that is a Fox Valley Classic Football Conference matchup. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Good to be back. We had the break last week. Ricardo, you and I were both on vacation.
And not together.
Not together, but normally we don't have to worry about spring break vacations getting in the way with prep football.
No, normally. This is the first time it's happened.
That was previously scheduled.
Yes.
So after our double dip, Menasha, Notre Dame, Appleton North, Appleton East, and week 1, we took the week off last week. But we're for the duration now, all the way through week, 7, I guess, that counts the playoffs. So looking forward to that, taking us into early May. We'll get more on this game here in a little bit, but first, our national anthem.
To risk their lives in order to safeguard our freedom. And as we gather here tonight to enjoy high school football, let's especially be thinking of those who in any way have an affiliation with the school communities in Kimberly and Ashwaubenon. Tonight's anthem will be performed by Ashwaubenon High School junior Kennedy Kramer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Kennedy Kramer.
Excellent job with our national anthem as we get set for week 3 here in the Fox Valley Classic Football Conference. Ashwaubenon 0-2, Ricardo. Kimberly 2-0 on the season. And before we get to kickoff here, first a thanks to our sponsors. Festival Foods has a deep sense of community pride and responsibility, which is why they are dedicated to making a positive impact throughout Wisconsin. Festival Foods knows that getting involved and doing good is part of being a good neighbor. and a member of the community, and they strive to be a true asset to our communities and embody the give back spirit of Wisconsin. And also, Ricardo, the Community First Fox Cities Marathon registration now open for the 30th running of the Community First Fox Cities Marathon. Secure your spot. Ricardo, do the same at this year's events, running September 17 through the 19th. There's a safe race for every pace, but participation is limited for this year, so you want to register soon to make sure you're part of the celebration. Visit foxcitiesmarathon.org for details. Ricardo, I'll be at the finish line cheering you on.
You're adorable.
Senior number 90, Aiden Keller.
So we're getting the starting lineup here for Ashwaubenon.
Junior number 92, Cooper Rubio. And a sophomore number 99, Adam Newell. Head coach Brian Richkowski and your Ashwaubenon Jaguars.
Of course, a familiar name at head coach for the Jaguars, Brett.
Yeah, Brian Richkowski. Coach Rich, longtime Little Shoot coach. His second season finally here at Ashwaubenon. He did a good job in his first season. I believe they were a playoff team back in 2019. And then, of course, we had the shutdown here in the fall. So finally getting a little chance for Coach Rich to show off his Jaguars.
Well, he has a tough assignment tonight. Kimberly, obviously one of the top programs in the state. Year in and year out, started with Coach Steve Jorgensen, and now it's that one. I'm trying to remember when exactly that transferred over to Jones. I want to say 2009, 2010, or maybe it was early last decade. It's been taken to a whole new level.
Well, you look at the rankings right now in the large schools, large division. I think it's Kimberly 1, Fondy 2, Bayport 3. Wouldn't be surprised, and it's kind of the way it's shaping out, that those three and probably Appleton North are going to be your top 4 teams battling in the week 6 and 7. So that we'll see how it goes. Not to put the cart in front of the horse, but that could be some pretty good football here in late April, early May to determine the conference champion in the Groups A and B divisions. So kickoff coming. Ricardo, looks like Ashwaubenon going to boot it, and we are underway at Goelz Field. And that's Caleb Frazier bringing it back.
That's a load coming at you as he prances down the sideline. Brett takes it to near the 30-yard line.
Caleb Frazier on the return.
Seeing where they'll mark that. It'll be just short of the 30.
Good to be back with you. Kind of missed last week's games as we were both on vacation, and then you weren't able to be with us for that Appleton North Appleton East game. That was a fun game, but boy, we experienced some.
Don't jinx.
I don't want to say it. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. We're all good here at Goelz Field. 1st and 10 coming up for the Papermakers.
2 receivers near side for Kimberly. Pendleton, the quarterback for Kimberly. The give is to Frazier, picking his way through the middle of the line.
Diving over that 35-yard line. Good blocking up front by the big boys. Ricardo, you like those guys.
Love them. They never get enough love.
You give them plenty of love.
I do. I try to. 2nd down and short, 9-yard gain for Frazier.
I have a feeling Caleb Frazier is going to get quite a few carries tonight. I think with Kimberly, Ricardo, and you know that, they love to run. They've been a running team for so long, and he's going to be a load to stop. We'll see if Ashwaubenon is up to the challenge. Pendleton, though, quick little swing pass. That's to number 11. That's Owen Polakowski, and there's another first down, or the first down of the game. We remember Owen from basketball.
We do. Heck of a basketball player for the Papermakers that advanced to the championship game in Division I where they fell to Wauwatosa East.
Yeah, we'll talk about some big news from that program announced earlier this week, but we'll get to that here a little bit later on in the game. For now, 1st and 10 for the Papermakers, ball at the 46.
1st down and 10 again from the 46. 2 receivers near side. Pendleton barking out the cadence as up the middle.
Yeah, that's Colin Oberman. Watch him go. And again, a big seam for Oberman, Ricardo. You're looking at Colin, a junior running back, 5'11", 176 pounds. And at least early on, that's a nice little 1-2 punch between Frazier and Oberman with, again, the big boys creating some nice running lanes for these running backs.
Well, Coach Jones has to like how his offense has started. A couple big runs, the nice completion.
1st and 10 for Kimberly. Ball at the 29-yard line. It's been a while since we've seen Kimberly. I think the last time was that state semifinal game against Bayport in 2019.
It was.
Look at Frazier. Watch out.
Boy.
And he is in. Easy, way too easy for the Papermakers. 29-yard score just like that.
And there you see Frazier, a big kid, so he's kind of known for his power. He actually has very good feet, Brett, and very good vision. And you saw it all kind of come together on that run.
Wow, how many plays was that? 4-play drive?
I have it 4 plays, Brett. 4 plays, 73 yards. That's some pretty good efficiency.
Zabel with the PAT that sails through, and a very quick first strike for the Papermakers, up 7-zip as we look at our Community First Fox Cities Marathon and Festival Foods scoreboard. We thank everybody checking in tonight here. PostCrescent.com, GreenBayPressGazette.com, both Facebook pages, and, of course, our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel.
Updating my Twitter, you can follow me at PC Ricardo, Brett at PC Brettsy, Rosie at Metal Rosie, again on Twitter.
You know, we were here, this is our second time streaming a game here at Goelz Field. We were here back in 2019 for Bayport Ashwaubenon, and we were commenting, Ricardo, before we went live. This is a nice little spot, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
Very easy to get to,
yes.
Number one, on the far west side of Titletown. You just take Highway 41, exit on Oneida, but you got Lambeau Field you can see down the way, and that I'm sure that feels good for the Bear fan over here to check, see the people of the scoreboard there.
I don't like that, but what I do like is that there's an Arby's right down the street here.
There you go. Yeah, another sponsor coming up right there, Arby's. 7-0 Kimberly, a 4-play drive, 29-yard run for Frazier. Kick coming now. I see Luke Schrader back for Ashwaubenon. Also, it looks like number 22, Reed Dieterville Kaler. See who gets this one. Oh, high, short kick. I think they want to keep it away from those return guys as much as possible, relying on that defense, and a good job by Kimberly to limit any sort of damage on special teams for the Jaguars. 1st and 10 for Ashwaubenon. Let's see if the Jaguars can answer. Now, Ricardo, we mentioned in the open, Ashwaubenon starting quarterback Caden Vang tore his ACL during last week's loss to Appleton North. That's a big blow.
That is.
For the Jags. He was coming off a very good 2019 season that saw him throw for 1,493 yards and 18 touchdowns. He earned first-team All-Fox River Classic Conference honors. And started off pretty hot again this season. And that was a good job. Look at this. That's number 5, Connor Ramage, the senior running back. That was a near. Boone Curse now is the starting quarterback, number 12, just a sophomore. But he took that snap. That knee was almost on the ground. So the official back there said it was a clean handoff, and a great run by Ramage almost at midfield.
Ball's at the 48. Brett, that was a 20-yard scamper on the first play for Ramage. Again, Kimberly defensively this season, one of the very best in the state. Looking to slow down Ashwaubenon already as another snap off the hands. That looked like number
tipped.
3. That was Thayer. Brett with the pass defense.
Is that Reese Thayer, a senior linebacker for Kimberly? Yeah, and I think the big test was last week in what Kimberly was able to do against Pulaski, because this Pulaski team put 62 on the board against Ashwaubenon in week 1. So you would say, okay, this is a big matchup, Kimberly-Pulaski. Well, limiting the Red Raiders to just that one touchdown was a very impressive effort for the Papermakers. See if they can keep that going defensively. We'll see if Ashwaubenon can keep putting up points and yards. There's Ramage. Not much there for the Jaguars, so 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, gain of about 2 yards for Ramage. 3rd down and 8. 2 carries, 22 yards already for Ramage, as quickly coming up to the line is Ashwaubenon.
Yeah, quick snap.
Look out.
Watch out is right. Wow, good catch. Nope, not a good catch. I'm sorry.
Wow, that was number 47. He was in like a lightning bolt. Stepanski.
Mason Stepanski, the junior linebacker, almost a great catch, just kind of skipped on the turf. That would have been a heck of a grab. Still would have been short, but yeah, Stepanski coming in unblocked, flying in on the blitz.
What I liked, he went over to the left side of the defense, Brett. He picked his way through some garbage, and able to get that clear shot at the quarterback. And but still, Ashwaubenon close to making that completion.
Jackson Wild's back to receive the punt for the Papermakers. So Kimberly doing what it had to do, getting off the field pretty fast. Almost blocked. Wow. Wild's tough. Oh, did he touch that?
I think
Ashwaubenon fell on it.
I think they did, Brett. It is Ashwaubenon ball.
Number 14 there, Caden Turnbull. You could hear the Ashwaubenon fans in front of us falling it. Wild's not the right decision there. Coming in on that, wanted to make the catch before maybe it skipped past, so he was kind of in no man's land at the last second. And big turnover. Look at this, Ashwaubenon, Ricardo, 1st and 10 on the Kimberly 11-yard line.
Fortuitous bounce for Ashwaubenon, but this is the kind of thing you need when you're the underdog coming in, Brett.
That's one of those moments, I'm sure, where Wilds would do it over again. He just let that skip, but it's probably like, at the last second, this is going to be a tough catch and turnover. So here we go. Let's see if the Jaguars can capitalize, like you said. Nice little pump fake, looking for a receiver.
Look, it knocked away, Brett. That was Weigel, if I'm saying his name correctly.
Griffin Weigel?
Weigel, yes. Nice defense on that pass, Brett, because that was a pretty good location. When it came to where he wanted it for Boone Kirst.
Looked like that was Luke Schrader, the intended receiver.
Is that the son of...
that is, yes. Go ahead. Tell him.
Of Bill Schrader.
Bill Schrader, who's an assistant coach here on the staff at Schwab. I'm trying to see if I can locate him. It's tough now with coaches. Everybody's wearing masks. Can't make out faces, but Luke Schrader, an excellent not only football player going to the next level, Ricardo, but a really good track athlete as well. There's Ramage looking for some room up the middle, but here we go. That Kimberly defense is going to force a 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and long, Brett. 2-yard carry for Ramage. But I don't know. If I'm Ashwaubenon, I'm going all 4 downs. You got to score touchdowns against this team.
Well, I see a field goal unit here in front of us getting ready for the long snapper and the holder, so we'll see what Coach Richkowski wants to do if Ashwaubenon can't convert. But, yeah, I kind of think you're this far down. I think this is 4-down territory. I think you don't want to be settling for field goals. Let's see what Ashwaubenon has dialed up here on 3rd down. Looking to his right, and nice, almost a good catch. Looked like that was number 1, Xander Zima. Knocking it away, the senior defensive back for Kimberly. So 4th down, I think they are going to trot out the field goal team, Ricardo.
So 2 pass defenses. That's showing, again, Kimberly's known for having a very good secondary, Brett, this year. They have some really good players back there coming through big on this series if they can hold Ashwaubenon to this field goal.
Yeah, Mickey Kiernan, a 26-yard field goal attempt coming up for the Jags. Blocked. That was Weigel coming in. He's going to scoop it up, and just like that, another turn of events, though this time favoring the Papermakers, coming up with a big special teams play. Great job by Kimberly defense to hold Ashwaubenon out of the end zone, and then Weigel coming in on the big block, keeping the Jags off the scoreboard.
Special teams oftentimes, Brett, gets kind of overlooked, especially when you have high-powered offenses, great defenses. And in this instance, both special teams are coming through in terms of takeaways for both Kimberly and Ashwaubenon.
Again, Weigel coming in fast and unblocked. So big sequence there for Kimberly now. The Papermakers, is Pendleton going to roll, looking for someone. He's going to tuck it in and keep it. I think that's a good decision. He's going to get positive yards and dragging some defenders. You look at Caden Pendleton, a 6'5", 200-pound junior quarterback. So a kid, Ricardo, who has experience, too. Had some quite a bit of snaps, of course, last season. And
Gain to the 46, 2nd and 2.
Looking pretty good here in the early stages of this game and season as well. I'm trying to remember 2019. He shared some snaps, didn't he, with Didn't they have an injury at quarterback, and then Pendleton kind of took over? But
yes, I'm trying to remember the name.
Maybe folks watching can tweet us. Memory of the name escapes me here, but I know then he had some snaps, shared some snaps at times too last season. Here's a nice big run off the left side. That's number 21. That is Parker Kester, senior running back. And right now, Ricardo, this offense making it look very easy. They're getting big chunk plays. It seems like every time they're touching the ball.
Yeah, 13-yard gain. First down and 10 at the 41. Brett, one thing that we know that Kimberly is without Brett Peroni, their tight end who had an ACL injury, Brett, during the basketball season. He was slated to be their starting tight end and a very big figure when it comes to their run game.
And a kid playing at the next level,
Yes.
I believe, as well. So it's too bad for Brett. Pendleton got to run, watch out. And great pursuit. That was number 9, Nathan Moynihan, the senior linebacker, 6'2", 220 pounds, getting in, making Pendleton a little uncomfortable. So second down for the Papermakers coming up, ball at the 41-yard line. Again, thanks for joining us here tonight. And thanks to Festival Foods, Ricardo, and the Community First Fox Cities Marathon for their partnership and support of us and local high school sports. We've been very pleased with the audience numbers. They have an appetite for high school football here in the spring. That was a big hole. That was number 8. Oberman again getting another touch.
Kiernan with the big tackle, Brett, because that hole opened up and he was the only one standing in the way of a possible touchdown.
So third down coming up. Ricardo's this 4-down territory. I think it will be for the Papermakers. I know Coach Jones, Steve Jones, over on that other sideline has a lot of confidence in those guys. So I think if Kimberly stops short, they're going to go for it again. Let's see what the call is. I think 33 is going to get a touch here. See if Frazier gets the handoff. He does. Looking for some space, and he's got room and more. Plenty of yards for the first down.
He's a load, Brett. Hard to bring down, and then when you get into the second level, he's got that momentum going. Woo.
Northern Iowa recruit, and Ricardo, we mentioned Luke Schrader for Ashwaubenon, an excellent track athlete. Same for Frazier, a really good hurdler for the Papermakers. And at some point, fairly soon, we'll actually get a regular spring season in, right? I believe.
I hope.
I believe some practices will be starting soon. Got a feel for the spring coaches. Of course, once you know it, here's finally Mother Nature playing nice this spring. Some of these warm days, you could have some really warm outdoor track meets and softball, baseball games. Pendleton takes a snap, going deep downfield, looking for Winnick. Can't bring it down. Wow, really? It might be that could be offensive pass interference. Winnick might have it is. They're going to call Winnick on offensive pass interference, trying to extend that arm and clear some space.
Don't see much OPI, Brett, at the high school level.
Looking out in front of me to my left, you can't see it on camera, but we have a nice student section here tonight. So it's good to see, as we saw in the later stages, Ricardo, of the basketball season, there were some more student sections and a little bit more energy in these games. A semblance of normalcy, I guess you could say.
15-yard penalty, Brett, on that offensive pass interference. First down and 25 at the 41 for Kimberly. 3 receivers set for Pendleton.
Here's Oberman with the carry. Big hole! And still on his feet. And Ricardo, that offensive line's doing some work, because that was a big running lane for Oberman, and not only gets those 15 yards back, but look at this, about a 17-yard pickup. I think it's 2nd and 8.
Yes.
Ball will be at the 23-yard line. Not bad when you can do that on the ground.
2nd down and 8. Or along 7 for Kimberly. I'll rattle off those offensive linemen's names and the 2 tight ends, Brett, that figure so heavily in the offense.
They get that fullback some love, too, is Caleb Frazier. Tough to bring down, trying to move that pile, and I think he's got a first down.
Caleb Frazier, the ball carrier.
And they're moving the chains. So 1st and 10, no problem. 1st and 25. Let's do a couple handoffs. Ricardo gets first down.
That's a pretty good offense. It's nice to have when you can get all those chunk plays back, Brett, on the ground.
Looks like ball's actually on the 16-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Kimberly. Up 7-0 as you look at our Festival Foods and Community First Fox Cities Marathon scoreboard. Remember, they had that 29-yard touchdown run to cap a quick 4-play drive for the Papermakers. That was scored by number 33, Caleb Frazier. Let's see if he gets another touch. Nope. Pendleton's going to drop back. Watch out. Swings it over. Finds Frazier
beautiful
into
pass.
the end zone. 16 yards. Beautiful pass is right.
I mean, he had that right over the outstretched hands of the defender, Brett. Hit Frazier in stride. Didn't have to slow down a second. That's tough, Brett. That's tough to defend.
Not only that, but there was some pressure defensively coming from the front side. Pendleton felt it, stood his ground, stepped in through, and yet delivered a strike. And Frazier with 2 touchdowns now on the night.
Gonna update my Twitter again. You can follow me at PC Ricardo, Brett at PC Brettsy.
Good job. Hold kick is up and through.
Don't forget about Rosie at Middle Rosie.
So Zeeble with the kick. That's 2 PATs for him. And with 4:47 to play here in the first quarter, 14-0 is the score. Kimberly with the lead again. Take a look at our Festival Foods and Community First Fox Cities Marathon scoreboard. A 29-yard touchdown run by Frazier, and now the 16-yard reception by Frazier from Pendleton. You know, Ricardo Frazier, as we all remember, that sensational 2019 season saw him rush for 1,558 yards. He finished with a state-best 34 rushing touchdowns on his way to earning second-team All-State honors by the Associated Press. Also had 8 catches for 169 yards and 2 receiving scores. Averaged that year 8.8 yards per carry, picking up where he left off.
Brett, that offensive line for Kimberly really doing some damage. Zach Bishel, I'm hoping I can get these names correct. Sam Klein, got Matt Cartwright, Jack Sikora, Quentin Wynn, and then got the tight ends, Bryce Redman, Tyler Veith, and then the fullback, Isaac Deckent.
Is that
just
Shay's?
a sophomore?
Shay's
I might have to text Shay and see if that's her younger brother, Shay Deckent, of
Maybe
course.
she's
she
watching
plays
tonight.
at Winona State. Heck of a, it was our Athlete of the Year in girls basketball not too long ago.
I believe one of the members of the Winona State coaching staff's last name is Wirtz. Isn't Anna Wirtz?
Anna Wirtz, yes.
Whoa.
Oh, look at this.
Watch out, watch out.
They're gonna
Kimberly
get
might
that.
get it. Did they catch it?
They did.
Wow. That was number 20 coming in underneath. That was Tommy Ellison. What a kick, Ricardo. Just high and just floated. And Ellison just runs right under the football. Onside kick is good, and Kimberly has it at the 42.
Oh, those tricky paper makers, Brett. But, that must be something they saw on film where, the receiving team kind of backed off right away during the motion for kick. And then they thought, oh, well, there's an opportunity for us to sneak in one of those pooch kicks. First down and 10 at the 42 of Ashwaubenon, Brett.
Wow, that was really well executed and a perfect kick, Ricardo. High by Zeeble. Ellison right under it. There's a little pooch pass there to is it number 8 there, Oberman.
Oberman, the ball carrier.
That comes from film work, Brett, and seeing tendencies and that kind of stuff in terms of that pooch kick and recovery by Kimberly.
Ball at the 36 for the Papermakers, 2nd and 4, and really a chance to put an exclamation point here in what's been all Kimberly here in this opening quarter here at Goelz Field. Boy, again, big holes up front. Look at this. Oh, it finally tripped up. That was Parker Kester. So you kind of seen a 3-headed monster here with Frazier, Oberman, and now Kester, Ricardo. We say it every year, right? It seems like now here's the new wave. The Kester, he's a senior running back, getting his touches. Oberman, a junior. Of course, Frazier, the senior. And a big hole to go through for Kester. Again, those big guys up front really doing a good job getting off on the snap.
Yeah, 17-yard gain for Kester. Brad's 2 receivers far side with Frazier in the backfield with Pendleton. Frazier hard to bring down. Look at him breaking tackles, Brett.
Look at that Quentin Wynn, Ricardo, number 56 on the right side, the right tackle, 6'3", 300 pounds, just trying to get some of these guys in my binoculars. So some big dudes up front. You look at number 74, as you mentioned, Matt Cartwright, 6'5", 270 pounds.
Always amazes me the athleticism for these big guys, Brett. They're not just big and sloppy. These guys put their time in the weight room.
They're athletes.
They're athletes.
Sam Klein, you mentioned, number 62, 6'4", 245 pounds.
Here's oh no, it's a fake.
And that is he in? That's number 14. That's an 11-yard score. Cam Winnick with another Kimberly touchdown.
Good fake by Pendleton, Brett. He had me fooled. So 3 touchdowns this first quarter for Kimberly.
Did I say 11 yards on that?
You did.
Second touchdown pass of the night for Pendleton. And Zeeble going with the PAT high one this time, and that is through. 3-score lead for the Papermakers with 2:40 to play here in this opening quarter. We look at our Festival Foods and Community First Fox Cities Marathon scoreboard. So 2 touchdowns for Frazier, 29-yard run and the 16-yard reception. This time Cam Winnick, junior wideout. Guessing the brother of Connor Winnick. Remember the Air Force recruit?
Outstanding
athlete.
Yep. Outstanding.
So this time Cam, 11-yard reception from Pendleton. And Ricardo, Ashwaubenon needs to kind of tighten some things up here and get a nice drive going, but it's tough when you're doing onside kicks and getting them. Really a great execution so far for the Papermakers.
Yeah, and let's be honest, Ashwaubenon probably had a big hill to climb here, but when you're given opportunities like the muffed punt on way deep in Kimberly territory, that's when you have to capitalize on that. Put a little pressure on Kimberly, because right now it's all Papermakers, 21-0 on your Festival Foods and Community First scoreboard. Fox Cities Marathon.
I can't wait to watch you run that.
Well, you'll be waiting a long time, my friend. I'll tell you that. Do they have a walking portion for the more corpulent among us?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe they have a biking section for you.
Hey, I've been on the bike quite a bit at least the early part of this week. The weather was like late spring, early summer. Man, I'm getting some good rides in, feeling good. There's Schrader with the return and a good run. Nice tackle, though, finally bringing Schrader down. I think that was Xander Zimma with the tackle.
Doing a good job for the Papermakers.
Hey, as long as folks are tuning in, I just want to say we've got a great deal right now on a digital subscription, both to the Post-Crescent and Press-Gazette for the next 6 months. You can get all the benefits included with a digital subscription for just $1. 6 months, $1. Please, folks, help play a vital role in supporting local journalism that you and your community can trust. I'll give the subscription details here in a second. Nice throw to Schrader. That was a nice ball by Boone Kurse, the sophomore quarterback. Again, 6 months, $1 to the Post-Crescent and Press-Gazette. You can do so either at thepostcrescent.com/subscribe or greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe.
Yeah, quickly up to the line scrimmages. Ashwaubenon, 2nd down and 6. That's Ramage. Not much off the left side.
Big 3rd down coming up for the Jags. But hey, $1, Ricardo. That supports all the news, sports, these productions, our Clubhouse Live. Please, folks, just sign up right now. 6 months, $1. You cannot go wrong with that. And happy to see, Ricardo, actually quite a few folks are subscribing already. So keep it up, folks. We appreciate your support of local journalism.
Indebted to you.
So 3rd down and 5 coming up for Ashwaubenon. What's the play call? I think looking for number 84 here.
Yeah, and I like the coverage there with Weagle on him. They are looking right to him.
One-on-one. Weagle against Schrader. Oh!
Just overthrow. You know, Schrader had a step on him.
He did. And actually, that was a pretty nice throw. It rainbowed it real nice and high, just a little long. So just a tad, just a hair off. But actually very impressed right now so far with Boone Curse. He looks like a nice-looking quarterback here in the future. 6'4", 185-pound sophomore.
Okay. They got something to work with
Something to work with. It's unfortunate, again, with Caden Vang going down with the ACL injury last week. But, you know, these are important snaps, important reps, important games. Before you know it, it's going to be fall, and we're going to have high school football again, and he's going to have some good stuff under his belt, some great game experience.
I see Caden Vang right now, Brett, with the crutches. And
that's too bad. I remember he was really looked good against that game we streamed against Bayport in 2019. Ashwaubenon Bayport here. Nice little run, but good hard tackle, bringing Wilds down.
18-yard punt return, though. Brett gets them near midfield. Ball's going to be placed at the 47 of Kimberly with 1:14 left in the first quarter.
Well, again, Ashwaubenon can't get much going offensively now. It's really imperative for this defense. I don't know how many yards Kimberly's already totaled here, but we're not even through the first quarter yet. Still a minute 14 to play.
No, I will actually add it up.
Kimberly has been extremely efficient offensively. We've seen the
177 yards.
Wow, and we still have a minute plus to go here in this opening quarter. There's a handoff to Frazier, and you always worry about him or any of these Kimberly running backs. They get to that second level, and watch out. You know, then it's one-on-one stuff.
Brings up a 2nd down and 3, 7-yard carry for Caleb Frazier. One of our Elite 11 that I did way back in the fall with my man Jim Rosandick.
That reminds me, you know, talk a little bit about our Northeast Wisconsin High School Sports Award show as well. We are unveiling the winter nominees. We've actually been doing that this week digitally, but we will have an all-encompassing story that will be posted online Sunday, or Monday, I should say. It's going to run in print on Saturday in all markets, but that's the winter nominees. We can't do the fall nominees yet until the alternate fall season is done. So we have to wait for guys like Caleb Frazier to kind of fill out the nominees for football. But looking forward to what should be a fun high school sports award show again this year. We hope to have it right down the road. You can see it at Lambeau Field this year, but unfortunately we're going to have to do the all-virtual deal again. So be it, but with all expectations that will be live at the Lambeau Field atrium in 2022.
91 carries on 91 yards on 8 carries for Caleb Frazier so far in the first quarter. As that wraps up the first quarter, 21-0 is your score on your Community First Fox Cities Marathon and Festival Food scoreboard.
Yeah, hey, next week we're going to be at Rocket Stadium. That's next Friday night as Nina hosts third-ranked Bayport in a Fox Valley Classic Football Conference Showdown. Our live stream coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. on the Post Crescent and Press Gazette websites and Facebook pages, along with our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. And remember, folks, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. And again, I mentioned that deal to a digital subscription, all-encompassing digital subscription to the Post Crescent Press Gazette, 6 months for $1. You can see the information on the scroll at the bottom of your screen. Again, postcrescent.com/subscribe, greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe. I was a little worried about Rosie, Ricardo, because when we started setting up, it was raining, and it was raining kind of hard. But it's turned out to be a gorgeous evening here. I guess still we'll call it early April in Northeast Wisconsin. Did you have a good vacation last week?
I did. It was fantastic.
Good
and
for you.
most of the time in Orlando, it was 88, 90 degrees, except the last day we were there, the last full day we were there, it was 68 degrees.
Yeah.
And it was actually warmer here
than
it was down there.
The weather up here has been incredible.
A bit schizophrenic.
Hey,
Cold
I'm
one week, warm the other.
Well, actually, it's a little more seasonal now. I think next week, even mid-50s is good.
I'll take it.
I put the snowblower away. I ran out the gas. It's done.
All right, you have spoken, my friend.
Yes.
1st down and 10 at the 39 of Ashwaubenon for Pendleton and company is
So
Pendleton
play
back to
action.
throw. He has his guy wide open, Brett. Oh, just a bit too far.
Yeah, that was Winnick.
Yeah,
had a
Winnick
step.
split the defense, Brett.
So Pendleton just a little bit too high and long on that throw. 2nd and 10 coming up at the 39-yard line. Again, thanks to everybody watching us tonight on, as I mentioned, the Post-Crescent, Press Gazette Facebook pages and websites. I'm asking for your subscription support to both, but you can also subscribe to our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel, so please do that as well.
Pendleton now 2nd down and 10, again from the 39 of Ashwaubenon.
Well, big hole. Again, nice job of running by Colin Oberman, the junior. Not only using his vision to get through that first level, kind of showing how nimble he is on his feet, kind of dancing up and down, and he gets a first down. Ball's going to be marked at the 26-yard line. So he brings a little bit maybe more shiftiness than a Caleb Frazier. Frazier's got power speed.
Yeah,
Oberman's got speed, but a little bit zigging and zagging his way
Frazier
through.
does have good feet, but no, you can definitely tell here that Oberman's got he's got a little wiggle to him.
It's nice. They complement each other well, and then you throw Kester in the mixes as well. Again, 3-pronged attack for this Kimberly offense as far as running the football. There's Oberman again, and
Showing
showing that power. Exactly right. Inside the 20, ball going to be marked at the 19-yard line. So he must have heard me. I was not saying that he didn't have any power. He's just showing a little shiftiness with his footwork.
Oberman's a junior, so expect to see him featured a lot this fall. It's both
in a few months.
Actually, yes, you're right. In a few months, as both Frazier as well as Kester are seniors.
2nd and 3 for Kimberly. Ricardo ball on the 20. Kimberly looking to make it a 4-score lead. Let's see what Pendleton has. That's going to be a handoff to Frazier.
Oh,
wow. I mean,
That's actually a good tackle.
He's like full speed going into the line.
Well, Brett, they ran a trap. There was a couple of pulling offensive linemen and opened up a gigantic hole for Frazier.
1st and goal, ball will be at the 5-yard line. The Papermakers knocking on the door again, already up 21-0.
9 carries, 105 yards for Frazier, Brett.
And I have a feeling Frazier's going to get another touch here on a 1st and goal play. Let's see what Pendleton does once he gets the snap, and he is going to hand it to Frazier, and that was too easy.
Yeah.
Veered off to his left. There was not much there to contend with. And that's a 5-yard score, his 3rd of the game.
Great blocking by the offensive lineman, then Deckent there as the fullback, Brett. That's just tough to handle if you're the Ashwaubenon defensive line and defenders. And then you got a full freight train coming at you in Frazier. 5-yard touchdown. That's his 2nd of the game, or 3rd of the game.
2nd rushing touchdown, 3rd overall touchdown for Frazier. He also had the 29-yard run in the 1st quarter as Ebel's getting ready to kick the PAT. Then the 16-yard reception from Pendleton, and now the 5-yard run. So, 3 of the Papermakers' 4 scores coming by Caleb Frazier. Ebel's PAT goes through, and as we look at our Fox Cities Marathon, Community First Fox Cities Marathon and Festival Food scoreboard, 28-0 Kimberly in complete command already in this game, a Week 3 game in the Fox Valley Classic Football Conference. And as long as we got a little break in the action, I just want to say, and I know, Ricardo, you were on this as well as Mike Sherry, congratulations, I think, is needed and needs to be said to longtime Kimberly boys basketball coach Lucky Wirtz, who announced earlier this week he was retiring from his post with the Papermakers after 13 seasons. Wirtz also retiring as a teacher at the end of the school year, led Kimberly to 4 Fox Valley Association championships, 231 wins at Kimberly alone, guided, of course, the Papermakers to the WIAA Division I State Championship game this past season, where they fell to Wauwatosa East 62-44. Kimberly 25-3 on the season overall, 17-1 the FVA. They shared the conference title with Nina Wirtz, the FVA's co-coach of the year with Fond du Lac's Nick Ford. He also coached, of course, at Laconia and Waupun, but well-deserved retirement recognition for Lucky Wirtz, and he'll be missed. Always had a great time watching him in that defensive stance on the sidelines.
A lot of clapping, very active, one of the most active coaches you'll ever see.
Had the towel draped over his shoulder, but I know you got a chance to talk with Lucky Ricardo. You just said it's time to move on, right?
Yeah, and the logistics part of it, I think I mentioned that in the article, Brett. I mean, having to drive from Fond du Lac every day, it has to wear on you.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was living in Fond du Lac. As Luke Schrader now looking for some running room. Whoa, coming in fast. Nice stiff arm by Schrader to stay on his feet. But I think you got to credit number 42, Patrick McGinnis, the senior linebacker, getting in and chasing Schrader down. And a long field coming up for the Jaguars, but more on Wirtz, yeah. That's a long drive every day coming from Fond du Lac.
It is, and he's turning 60 in a few weeks, or very shortly, I should say. So, I mean, he's been in academia for 30 years.
It's a long time.
Just felt it was time.
Well,
and they had one of their best seasons this past winter. So, making it to the championship game, losing to Tosa East. And that was a heck of a team. They had a heck of a team the year before. They never got a chance to see if they could make it to state that year as well.
Right. It was supposed to be Kimberly and Nina in the sectional finals before COVID scrapped that.
Whoa, look out.
This one. He's talk about showing some footwork. Ooh, comes down a little bit hard. Again, Boone Kirst, the sophomore, but nice little run, nice start to that drive, and a little bit of energy finally among the Jaguars fans and on the sideline. Back to the line of scrimmage, the Jaguars and Kirst.
22-yard run for Kirst on that one.
Going deep. He's got all day to throw.
Got him. He has him.
Just missed. Just missed that hookup. That was number 88, Caden. Is that Van Dyes?
I'll tell you what, they got something to work with here with Kirst.
Yeah, he's an athlete, and he's got a good arm.
Yeah, physically, he looks the part. Mm-hmm. He has the big frame. We just saw on that 22-yard run, Brett, he has some wheels. You just obviously saw on the two incompletions, long incompletions, one to Schrader down here.
Just a hair off.
I mean, he's just off. But you know what?
That's going to come.
You can work with that.
Absolutely. And Van Dyke is only a sophomore, 6 feet, 165 pounds, showing some good speed to get open down the field. And nope, Kirst is going to keep it again, and nowhere to go is that Kimberly defense bottling things up pretty quickly. Looked like that was a big old number 99 for the Papermakers. Jack Johnson, a 6'1", 275-pound senior, plugging that hole fast. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Jags.
No gain on that play. Now 3rd and long for Ashwaubenon.
But congrats again to Lucky Wirtz. Class act, always fun to chat with and watch and deal his teams. Always excellent. Now that is a premier coaching position that's open right now. It's going to be very interesting to see who becomes the next head coach of the Kimberly boys basketball program. Not often you see jobs of that caliber open up. Nice toss, and just I think a little bit behind Van Dyes.
Yeah, but you got to catch that, Brett. I mean, I understand that you have to torque your body in a strange way, but I think he got both hands on it. You got to make that catch.
You know, it would be very interesting looking at, again, talking about the Kimberly boys program, the basketball. We'd love to know some of the candidates that apply for that. I know that probably not going to get that sort of information from Ryan McGinnis. But
maybe I can get some off the record kind of information.
As that's Wild picking it up, and he's got running room on that far sideline and got a whole lot of running room still on his feet. So good job by Wilds.
Hey, you got that around the 35, Brett. Nice return.
And not what you want. The worst thing for this Ashwaubenon defense is to give Kimberly's offense a very short field. So see if the Papermakers can add to this 28-point lead.
35-yard punt return there, Brett. Frazier in the backfield with Pendleton. 3 receivers set for Kimberly. I mean, he wasn't even touched.
No.
Getting into the second level.
No, again, that offensive line off the snap, just big running lanes. But again, full speed when he takes that handoff. He accelerates so quickly as he hits those holes. And a quick first down, ball at the 19-yard line, so an 11-yard pickup for Frazier.
Yeah, 121 yards on 11 carries. That's tough for a defense when you're secondary and is making a lot of the tackles. That's not a good thing.
You look at Caleb Frazier, 6'1", 212 pounds. Rock solid, and he's been a heck of a fun running back to watch over the years. And now we're going to get to a different running back. I believe that is Parker Kester, the senior. And he's got some size, too. You look at Kester, 5'11", 211 pounds. So he'll bring some speed and power to the mix as well. And again, a big chunk run, 2nd and short coming up for the Papermakers as the clock continues to run here in the 2nd quarter. At the rate this is going, this could be a quick second half.
It might be.
Caleb Frazier with 3 touchdowns for the Papermakers. Cam Winnick with the other score. And Kimberly knocking at the door again, 2nd and 3, ball at the 12-yard line. Little play action.
Oh, that fooled everybody, Brett. Oh, the pass just a little low.
Yeah, that was looking to Trevor Brutch, the
had the
tight end.
They had the numbers.
Brutch, Trevor Brutch, the senior wide-out tight end. So 3rd and 3, and I think this. Well, I know maybe Steve Jones would trot out Cam Zeeble. We'll see. See what he wants to do here if they get stopped short. Here the Ashwaubenon folks in front of us, Ricardo, imploring the defense to get a big stop here on 3rd and short. 3rd and 3, ball at the 12-yard line. Pendleton going to hand it off to Kester, and he dives forward, and he's got the first down by about a yard.
4-yard gain. Ball will be spotted, I think, at the 8. 1st and goal to go. And that's a first down. Got fullback Smarzinski coming in too for Kimberly. Kester in the backfield along with Pendleton.
Kester has it, looking for his first score. Boy, just again a huge lane. That's an 8-yard score for Kester. And almost untouched going into the end zone, Ricardo.
Just great blocking now. I mean, it feels like we're repeating ourselves every couple minutes here, Brett, but that's how fine-tuned the offensive line is and the tight ends for the Kimberly running game.
Kimberly scored on every offensive possession, correct? I don't think they've been stopped yet. So 5 offensive possessions have all led to touchdowns. Zeeble looking to make it a 35-point lead for the Papermakers. He blasts it through, and that is exactly where we are as we look at our Festival Foods and Community First Fox Cities Marathon scoreboard. Papermakers up big, 35-0 here on our varsity game of the week. Week 3 spring football live stream. Looking at the upcoming schedule, again, Ashwaubenon week 4 hosting Oshkosh North right here. That's next week, and then they close at Appleton East. Kimberly has a very interesting matchup, Ricardo, next week, home against Appleton East. That can be a little tricky. And then at Appleton North in a game that we are scheduled to live stream. That could be what determines the seedings in Group B. You look at Group B. How about Appleton East, Appleton North, Ashwaubenon, Kimberly, and Pulaski. Appleton North and Kimberly both 2-0. You look on the other side in that Group A matchup. Fond du Lac and Bayport on top of that, both at 2-0. And explaining how the playoffs work, it's kind of interesting. The top 2 teams from Groups A and B will compete in a 4-team playoff, while the top 2 teams from Groups C and D will do the same, followed by semifinals and championship games. The 3rd and 4th place teams from Groups A and B will then play against each other in another 4-team bracket. 3rd and 4th place teams in Groups C and D the same. And then the 5th place teams from all 4 divisions will play 2 more games as well. So each team short of 7 playoff games. But you kind of look at the strength of the Fox Valley Classic Football Conference, Ricardo. Group A, Fond du Lac and Bayport on top of that. Group B, Kimberly and Appleton North. That's 4 of the best teams in the state going at it for what should be a fun couple of weeks of playoff football. First things first, we got to get through the regular season, but it should be very interesting to see how it all plays out. I know you're looking forward to it.
Brett, 13 offensive plays, not counting punts for Ashwaubenon in the first half.
And just a little wayward pass that was from Boone Kurse to Luke Schrader. Just a little off again by a hair. And I think these are the growing pains now. Again, losing Caden Vang, the starter last week, out with an ACL. So now Boone Kurse comes in, young quarterback, and it's just going to take some time, like you said. He's going to get there because I agree with you 100%. He's got the physical tools.
Then it's now the onus is up to the coaching staff to develop him, and that's up on Richkowski. And you have confidence that he can do that too.
Oh,
He's a good
absolutely.
offensive mind.
Things I think. Well, what do we have here?
It was offsides.
Is this our first flag of the night?
I think it is.
But one of the problems, of course, that shouldn't be a problem, I don't think, this summer is now I think weight rooms, workouts should be kind of back on track. You can get guys in, and I'm anticipating a regular football season this fall. I think you are as well.
I'd be shocked if we didn't have, if it wasn't back to normal or
I
as
think
close as you can be.
I think it'll be medium normal by fall. I don't know if we're going to be 100% normal. I don't know if who knows what normal is anymore, but I think that'll play big dividends. Just getting these kids back in the weight room, getting them in a regular routine as Kirk now rolls right, and he's going to tuck it in, nothing doing for him downfield. Like one of the coaches went down for the Papermakers. He's okay. Looked like that was 47. Stepanski, I should say, getting a little too close to that sideline. Coach is all right, no big deal. He was slapping Mason on the helmet. And a third down coming up now, and a big 3rd and 4 play for the Jags. But, everything was just so disjointed last summer. Nobody knew what was going to happen, and then you had some schools deciding to play in the fall and some not. And I think now let's get into a regular routine, get these kids in the weight room, get these workouts or their summer contact days, and let's hopefully get back to, like you said, Ricardo, some semblance of normalcy. Kirk now going to fire downfield a little bit low for Van Dyes, and the 4th down now coming up again. Is that now 20 offensive plays, not counting punts, or 16?
No, yeah.
You said 13 maybe going in,
16.
right? 16 after that. Just can't get anything going offensively right now. Ashwaubenon. Credit, of course, Kimberly's defense making it difficult as well.
Well, Papermakers with plenty of time here, leading 35-0.
Well, at 6:30 to play, I mean, you can't start pulling guys yet, right? You got to play at least through the first half. Oh, they're going to try a little fake. I think let's see if Jaguars can get it. Nope, Kimberly was ready for it and nothing. And now another short field. I think you had to maybe try something to mix things up. But boy, Kimberly was ready for it. They were not fooled, and the 4th down fake punt attempt dropped and stopped in its tracks.
Ball will be placed at the 31.
Short of a first down, Kimberly takes over at the 31. 1st and 10.
6:24 left here in the game on your Community First Fox Cities Marathon and Festival Foods scoreboard.
Ball at the 31. Frazier, Pendleton, all in right now, up 5 scores. And Frazier's going to get another touch as he is just plowing his way through inside the 25-yard line.
Ball's going to be marked at the 24. So a 7-yard gain for Frazier.
Into the 24.
He has 12 carries for 128 yards, Brett. Brings up 2nd and 3. Just so many weapons for Kimberly, but everything can't run perfectly as it does without those offensive linemen and those fullbacks.
Yep, all the guys doing
ends.
the dirty work, really creating so much space. Hey, nice job there for the Jags. That's, I think, number 52 getting in on the tackle. Miles Lassay, a junior linebacker.
One of the few negative plays for Kimberly. No gain. I should say it wasn't a negative play, but
not a chunk play.
Right.
So Miles Lassay, junior linebacker, listed at 6'3", 190 pounds. Also on the roster as a tight end. So 3rd and 4, ball at the 25-yard line for the Papermakers. Pendleton Looking, little pump fake, going to go deep downfield, looking for Winnick, and just can't get it.
Penalty on the play, though. There was some contact before the ball was released.
It might be on Ashwaubenon then. Let's see what the call is. It did seem like maybe Winnick was impeded a little bit going out on the route, but see what the call is here. The officials talk things over.
Penalty marker on the play.
I see 2 flags. Well, it's going to go against Kimberly.
Okay.
Interesting. So they're going to back up the Papermakers.
So is it a legal procedure?
And that is the call.
It is. Brett, that's a break for
Kimberly. They get another play.
Well, that's declined.
Okay, decline. So 4th down now coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, why would you give this offense another
Yes.
crack at it? And I think Kimberly going to go for it, up 5 scores. I thought maybe Winnick, I guess I'd have to watch the replay again, but I thought maybe he was tripped up or
well, he was
some contact.
There was close. It was close contact, but it was not sure if it happened after the ball was released. And Kimberly has scored on each one of their possessions, Brett. So Ashwaubenon could get one of those wins here if they can keep them from converting or scoring.
Yeah, 4th and 3 at the 25, and I think Steve Jones wants to talk things over before this snap. So first timeout of the game taken, and this is by the Papermakers. Again, it gives me a chance to beg for your subscription. Again, 6 months, $1, both to the Post-Crescent and the Press-Gazette. You can go on right now. It doesn't take much to sign up. postcrescent.com/subscribe, greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe. I see Rosie scurrying in here to get an umbrella. Looks like the rain is coming down again lightly. Hopefully he's okay out there. But again, please support local journalism. We appreciate your digital subscription. Unlimited access, Ricardo.
Unlimited.
Again, we'll be at Neenah High School next week. The Rockets taking on 3rd-ranked Bayport. Another FVCFC showdown. Live stream coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. Same sites, postgres.com and greenbaypressgazette.com, both Facebook pages and our YouTube channel. Let's hope this rain doesn't last. 4th down now after that timeout. Let's see what Coach Jones has dialed up as Pendleton waits for the snap. A little bit handoff to Frazier back in his way.
I don't know if he
Close.
got it.
Well, let's see that sideline official. He's saying move the chains.
Okay.
He had to get to the 21-yard, the 26-yard line, and I think he did. Actually, they're going to spot it right there. And the head referee says time to move the sticks. So got it at the 21.
And I think Frazier got that with that last little twist.
Yeah, just kind of pushing his way through. So officially ball at the 21-yard line.
So drive continues for Kimberly. Again, they've scored in all 5 possessions in this first half.
Pendleton going to tuck it in, and he's going to plow his way forward. Ooh, bent up, but he's okay. Helmet comes off. The offensive lineman like to see the quarterback get a little
dirty,
little messy hair, and the helmet flying off. He's got to take himself off the field. I guess get an equipment check, right? So another quarterback will come in on this play. It looks like number 13, Seth Myron, the sophomore,
on the basketball team as well. Again, here's another kid who has all the physical dimensions that you want from your quarterback.
And basketball, too.
And
just has to wait his turn.
Yep.
You know, young still, so I'm guessing we're going to see plenty of Seth Meyer as he hands off to
Kester.
Is that Kester? Yep.
Kester, the ball carrier.
And mark that at the 12.
And wait ahead.
It looks like Coach Jones wants to keep Myron in now here for this rest of this possession. Give his young quarterback a little experience as well.
3rd and 1.
Third and 1 coming up for the Papermakers. Clock continuing to run here at Goelz Field. Now a little bit more rain falling. Myron handoff to Kester, right up the gut, got the first down and more, down to about the 7-yard line.
Kester, the ball carrier.
.302 left in the first half. Kimberly trying to get another score in before the half is over. First down, goal to go at the 7. Seth Myron in for Kimberly. Frazier in the backfield with him. Myron, a sophomore. Decken in motion.
Oh, nice throw. Timing, and he's in.
And there's a penalty as well. Yeah, I mean, Myron had to kind of rocket that one in there, Brett.
Mason Lawton, the wideout, number 6. I think that's an 8-yard score, but let's see first what the flag is. And it's going to go against Kimberly, so a touchdown will be taken off the board.
The indicated rule infraction, pass interference against Kimberly.
Wow, the second OPI. Sometimes we go a whole season without seeing one, Brett. We've seen 2 in the first half here. It's a 15-yard penalty. It'll be first and goal to go from the 23.
First and goal to go at the 22.
Well, Myron's still at quarterback for Kimberly. That's good that they're getting the young guy. I'm going to guess he's going to play the rest of the second half, Brett.
I would think so.
No, because Pendleton took a hard hit in that last little
Yeah,
run.
you don't want, exactly. It's a 5-score game, 35 zip, and you see second half is Caleb Frazier now. Big hole left side, cuts it in, and that's too easy. 17 yards. 17-yard score. Wow.
15 carries, 155 yards I have for him, Brett. 4 total touchdowns.
His night might be coming to an end here pretty soon
guess so.
As well. When you're up 41-0, about to maybe be 42 zip here. If Zebo can bang this one through, he does. And with 2:21 remaining, as we look at our Festival Foods and Community First Fox Cities Marathon scoreboard, Kimberly up by 6 scores, 42 zip. 4 touchdowns, as Ricardo said, by Caleb Frazier. 3 of those runs, 29, 5, and 17-yard scores on the ground. He also had the 16-yard reception from Pendleton. Pendleton also has hit Cam Winnick on an 11-yard pass. That was in the first quarter as well. And then Parker Kester earlier this quarter, an 8-yard touchdown run. That accounts for the 6 scores. Ricardo, 6 offensive possessions, all ending in touchdowns for the Papermakers.
Pirates are trailing De Pere, Brett, 14-0.
Really?
Yes. That was earlier tonight. See if I got some updated scores. But Oshkosh West beating Manitowoc Leakin 21-0. See if I got some other scores out here for you, Brett. Kewanee leading Notre Dame.
Wow.
14-7.
We saw Notre Dame come back in week 1 to beat Menasha.
Yes.
Looked like Menasha was in complete control of that game, but there's Luke Schrader moving the pile on this return. How about that? Yeah, Notre Dame looked impressive in coming back against the Blue Jays. That was a Thursday night game back in week 1 that we remember. Really chilly night at Calder Stadium. Hard to say, again, and we talked about it early in this game, everything's kind of just odd, strange, and who knows what kind of a rhythm these teams will get in. There's not a really long regular season, just 5 weeks. So 1st and 10, ball at the 36-yard line for Ashwaubenon. Let's see if the Jaguars can at least take some positive momentum into the halftime break. Hey, there's Luke Schrader. That might be his first or second catch, and a nice throw from Kirst.
Is that good enough for a first down? I think it is.
And maybe that's how you can get your sophomore quarterback into a little bit of a rhythm, right? Instead of dropping back and trying to hit some deep ones. See if you can hit maybe some quick hitters with a kid as talented as Schrader and get Kirst feeling good and get him hot here going into the break. As Kirst now going to swing it over and find Schrader again. Good hand catch by Schrader, and they are in Kimberly territory. So some positive plays here for the Jags as we are with 2 minutes to go, and we got an Ashwaubenon player down. That is Schrader. And he's slow to get up. No, he's going to stay down. And boy, it looks like he's grabbing the back of his left leg. And if you're a Jaguar fan, not what you want to see. Your starting quarterback goes down last week. Now your star wide receiver slow to get up here in the second quarter of this one. And it looks like he's getting up, walking a little gingerly, though, is Luke Schrader. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, and we can see him play. He's fun to watch. Heck of an athlete. As Ricardo mentioned a little bit earlier, the son of former Packers wide receiver Bill Schrader. Bill, a member of Brian Richkowski's coaching staff.
First and 10. Ball will be placed at the 43 of Kimberly. Again, this is their best-looking drive, Brett, I'm going to say, of the evening.
Yeah, two nice pass completions from Kirst to Schrader. Schrader now out of the game, of course, so we'll see what Brian Richkowski has dialed up here on this third play of the series. Schrader, Kirst, I should say, he's in trouble, and whoa, watch out, big old 99 again, Ricardo.
Jack Johnson.
Good job downfield with coverage by this Kimberly defensive backfield, and not much time. The offensive line breaking down for the Jaguars, and you see big Jack Johnson, 99, cleaning up for the sack. Ball now back in Ashwaubenon territory, second down and
19, I think.
Yeah, at the 48-yard line.
You got to like it when the big guys get in there, Brett. They don't like having to chase around those mobile quarterbacks. We have a timeout here for Ashwaubenon. 1:06 left here in the first half. 42-0 lead for Kimberly on your Community First Fox Cities Marathon and Festival Food scoreboard.
Yeah, you mentioned Brian Richkowski, second-year coach for the Jags, had a very successful six-season stint just up the road at Little Chute, the Mustangs. He is a 2003 Bayport graduate, played collegiately at UW-Whitewater, but led the Mustangs to a 53-19 record. Had a lot of success at Little Chute, included playoff berths in all 6 of his seasons. WIA Division IV state runner-up finish in 2014. Also guided the Mustangs to state semifinal appearances in 2 other seasons. His last season at Little Chute back in 2018, the Mustangs 12-1 and advanced to the state semifinal. So a lot of success. Of course, folks, Ricardo, as you know, used to success here. The Jags, of course, Division II state champs in 96, 2000, 01, and 05, all under the legendary Ken Golomsky, Wisconsin Football Coaches Association.
Yes.
Hall of Famer. A lot of rich history and tradition here at Ashwaubenon. Screen pass for the Jags. Wow, quickly, that was number 47. Mason Stepanski again.
Listen, Stepanski really pops when you're watching on the field. His speed, his physicality, it really shows. It really pops out on the video.
Yeah, I agree. He's only a junior as well, 6 feet, 200 pounds, so he's coming back for another season. He is really quick. Is that Tristan Arguel's old number 47?
I think it was. Brett, the name you remember from Ashwaubenon, Aaron Stecker.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I thought they had his number retired here or something.
Oh, that's a clear hold that they did not call.
There's a throw to number 7. Eli Zoller.
Complete to Eli
Yeah.
Zoller.
And a timeout now for Ashwaubenon with 20.3 seconds to go. So fourth down coming
Fourth
up
down
for
and 8.
Ashwaubenon. Yeah. Did you see the offensive lineman? He kind of held his hands up
Yeah,
quickly. He's like, I didn't do anything.
Right, but then the defender was like, "Hey, why aren't you call?" It was a pretty clear hold.
Hey, I want to mention Bob Fletcher, referee, longtime referee. I spoke to him right before that Menasha game in Week 1. He is asking if we can plug a clinic coming up on
Sure.
April 17th at USA Youth Sports up at Appleton from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. It's a baseball clinic, and it will be jointly sponsored by Babe Ruth Baseball and the Fox Cities Officials Association. He says in the email it will be geared to training new umpires for baseball and softball. All ages are encouraged to attend and learn to become an umpire at all levels and ages. No cost to attend
Wow.
as well. So again, that's April 17th, USA Youth Sports, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., a clinic training new umpires for baseball and softball. Give it a look, and thanks to Bob Fletcher, great guy, has done it for a long time. Very deeply associated with the Fox Cities Officials Association. They need to recruit, Ricardo. They need
do.
more officials in a lot of sports. So if you have interest, Ricardo, do it. So I can yell at you.
Oh, my eyesight's getting even worse every year.
Fourth down for Kirst. He's got time. He's going to, I thought he was going to go downfield. Kirst looking for some
He might get
space, and I think he got it out of bounds.
Boom Kirst.
And good decision. 12.5
wait.
seconds to go.
He might have gone out.
He didn't know where. Let's see where the official marks it. Yeah, he might be short of the stick.
Oh, that's tough. Again, when you're not on the side of the sticks, it's
Yeah.
kind of tough to know where it's going to be.
I think he's going to be
He
short. You
is,
can
he
see
is
the-
short. They already signaled it.
Yep, you can see the Kimberly sideline saying, no, he's a yard shy.
7-yard gain, and he needed 8.
That's too bad. Yeah, you're right. Going on the opposite side, not seeing where that stick is. I thought he made a really good decision there, too, not trying to force anything. And you can see some frustration by one of the Ashwaubenon players coming off the field.
120. Is that 12.5 or 1?
12.5.
Okay.
Stick with us at halftime. We've got an update on some things coming up. Our Northeast Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show. I got to update you on what's coming up with that. I've got a date as to not when that's going to air virtually. Can I say air for something that runs online? Pendleton now back in at quarterback for the Papermakers. And he's just going to hand off to Kester on what presumably will be the final play of this first half. It is clock running. 42-0. How about that for your halftime score?
Tackled by Kevin and Newell.
Heck of a performance. Say what you want. Doesn't matter. You're playing a bigger school, and Kimberly coming out and flexing its muscle, scoring on all 6 of its first half possessions. And again, it's halftime here at Goelz Field. A quick look at our Festival Foods and Community First Fox Cities Marathon scoreboard shows the Papermakers all over the Jaguars. 42-zip here as we head into the break. We'll talk more about tonight's game and what we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break.
If you've been looking forward to the sounds of fans cheering and the excitement of an event that brings the community together, then secure your place to be with us by registering to join the 30th running of the Community First Fox Cities Marathon Weekend of Events, presented by Myron Construction. There'll be a safe race for every pace. Participation is limited for this year's events, so you'll want to lock in your spot soon to make sure you're celebrating at the finish line with us. Go to foxcitiesmarathon.org.
Welcome back to Goelz Field. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Festival Foods. The folks at Festival Foods know that getting involved in doing good is part of being a good neighbor and member of the community, and they strive to be a true asset to our communities and embody the give-back spirit of Wisconsin. And, of course, Community First Fox Cities Marathon. Registration is open for the 30th running of the Community First Fox Cities Marathon. Visit foxcitiesmarathon.org for details. Ricardo.
No, I will not be running on it.
Some quick thoughts about this game. Again, Kimberly doing what it wants. Very impressive. Say what you want.
Well,
maybe I know from a program standpoint, Kimberly, one of the premier platinum programs, as you like to use that word, in the state of Wisconsin, and should come out and win a football game, I would think, against a program that, like Ashwaubenon, is building something. Not quite at that level yet, but it's still very impressive what they're doing.
Well, and look, we can look at Pendleton. We can look at all the running backs. They have a great stable of running backs, obviously led by Frazier. They got some capable receivers. It all happens because of the offensive line. Now, I'm going to read off these kids again from the offensive line. Because a lot of times we don't mention them enough, but you have to when you look at the power of this offensive line. And I'm going to give you their dimensions, Brett.
Yes.
All right, so let's take a look. I believe a Quinton Wynn, 6'3", 300 pounds. We mentioned him already, Brett. He's a senior. Number 60, Zach Bischel, a junior, 6'2", 255. Where are we at here? Also, number 62, Sam Klein, a 6'4", 245-pound junior. Number 74. Matt Cartwright, 6'5", 270-pound senior. And number 77, this is just the offensive lineman now, Jack Sikora, a 5 foot. He's the run to the litter, 5'11", 195, Brett. He's a senior. But then you're talking about the tight ends as well. And Bryce Redmond, 5'11", 203-pound junior. He's a tight end. Tyler Veith, 6 foot, 212-pound. Well, they have him listed as an offensive lineman, so they might just bring in a sixth one on certain running plays, Brett. He's a junior. And then we talked about Isaac Deckent, 5'10", 216-pound fullback. He's a sophomore. And who else? Oh, Mitchell Smarzinski has been in there as well, 5'10", 192-pound senior fullback, kind of slash tight end. A lot of players committed to the Kimberly run game, Brett. These guys don't get a lot of love. I'm giving them some love. They're the engine that powers this whole train, Brett. And it's incredible to watch the holes that some of these running backs run through. Now, don't get me wrong. Frazier's a fantastic running back, and then you look at Parker Kester. Excuse me. They have a couple of young running backs, Colin Oberman. Offensive line makes it all happen, Brett. Pendleton's a fine quarterback. Seth Myron's going to be a stud in a few years when he gets his chance to do it full time. Offensive line powers everything. That's something you shouldn't be surprised that they get in the weight room and they bust their butts. And this is why they've had so much success, for the better part of 12, 13 years.
No doubt about it. The offensive line creating some big holes for all these guys, and that's why the big reason why Kimberly up 42-zip. But don't discredit the defense, too. The defense is playing some great football as well, getting off the field and letting that high-powered offense do its thing, as we've been seeing tonight. Hey, before we talk about some stuff that's coming up on postgresser.com, I know Rosie's listening. Hey, Rosie, if you could come in when you have a second and maybe just kind of fix that clock on the scoreboard just a tad. Doing a little technical work. I'm trying to get that camera all
Brett,
situated, but it keeps moving back and forth, so maybe just a little cropping.
Well, if I may just take some time here as
yes.
he's fixing that. You talked about the defense. Kimberly has a great secondary. Griffin Weigel, we saw Xander Zima making some plays, but a lot of great talent there for Kimberly. But, again, starts up front for them as well. Now, we mentioned number 47, Mason Stepanski, the 6 foot, 200-pound junior linebacker. What about those trio of inside defenders? Let me tell you about these kids. Number 92, Sean Burant, a 6'3", 220-pound junior. Then you got number 98, Michael am I saying this correct, Brett? I'm not sure if you know. Michael Delavet, 6'2", 255-pound junior. And then Jack Johnson, we've mentioned his name many times. He had the quarterback sack late in the first half here, 6'1", 275-pound senior. Now, those guys, again, they create the pressure. Most of them probably require double blocking just to get runs off for Ashwaubenon, and they clean things up, or they clutter things up so the linebackers and the defensive backs can make all those plays. Again, that defensive line has been playing quite well for Kimberly, and I think until this last drive, they might have had recorded 3 and outs, Brett, in most of the offensive possessions for Ashwaubenon.
Yeah, just outstanding. The only snafu, I guess, was that early muff on the punt.
Right.
But then the defense kept Ashwaubenon not only out of the end zone, but off the scoreboard on the blocked field goal attempt, and then they come back and execute that onside kick to perfection. So it's been really good night for Kimberly. Hey, what do you got coming up on some stuff? I know you've got some things in the hopper as far as stories. And
yeah, let me first run through those first. first off, we did our all area teams for basketball, girls basketball, boys basketball, and wrestling. Want to give a shout out to Jagger Eish. He's the wrestling athlete of the year for the Post Crescent area now. This isn't the Valley, it's just the Post Crescent area, Appleton area schools. Jagger Eish, if you remember, Brett, had a heck of a postseason. He defeated Nicolas Rivera from Stoughton, one of the nationally ranked guys, undefeated in his high school career. He beat him to win the 132-pound title. Then he beat him the next week to win the team title. Incredible performance by Jagger Eish. I think he's going to Minnesota to wrestle, Brett. Going to be a Gopher. He's our athlete of the year for the Appleton Post Crescent coverage area in boys wrestling or in wrestling. Then we had the girls basketball team. All area team was announced. Maddie Schreiber, the great UWGB recruit, had a great 4-year career. We saw her many times, Brett. She is the girls basketball athlete of the year.
All-time leading scorer.
All-time leading scorer in Kimberly. Just a great career for her. They finished just short of state this year, lost to that powerful Germantown team that went on to win the state title. That was one of the best Division I teams we've seen.
KK Arnold.
With KK Arnold. So congratulations to Maddie. And then keep it on Kimberly because Jackson Pavletsky had a heck of a junior campaign.
Yeah, he's coming back.
And he's coming back. He helped Kimberly boys to the state title game where they fell to Wauwatosa East, but he was the boys basketball player of the year for the Post Crescent coverage area. So really a banner year for Kimberly in that way and Kaukauna. So congratulations to those 3 athletes. And Brett, it doesn't end there. After this football season's over spring, I'm going to have to put out an all-area football team that encompasses the fall season and this season.
Let's hope this is a one-time deal.
Yeah, it's only a one-time deal because that's asking me a lot. I got to do the girls volleyball team as well. So, that's what's coming up for me, Brad, right after this. But I also did the thing with Lucky Wirtz. We talked about him at length. Also, the big news, I guess, keeping with Kaukauna, the Jordan McCabe saga with him entering the transfer portal. Now he's from West Virginia. Now he's going to UNLV. And so I know I did one of those breaking stories that way. I've reached out to him. So if you're watching, Jordan, I've reached out to you. I've texted you. I haven't heard back from him. So maybe I'm going to have to get Coach Shallow to get on his butt and get back to me because I want to do a Q&A with Mr. McCabe and his decision to transfer to UNLV.
You know, folks, I'm trying to keep the clock in focus here, but those zany, goofy students, they're pounding the bleachers right now, and they've completely messed up my camera, and I'm not happy about it.
No.
Grumpy old man here, Brett Christopherson, getting mad about how the. See if I can readjust it. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. One of our Stevens Point, Spash, in one of our market schools in USA Today Network, Wisconsin. I just saw their former standout, Trevor Anderson, now going to play his final college basketball season at Valpo. So he's going to play with their Crusaders. So good luck to Trevor. Had a nice little run with the Badgers. Started his career actually up the road at UW Green Bay, then transferred. Got to be part of a Big Ten championship last season. So looking forward to watching Trevor play one more season. And you're talking about the all-area teams and all that. That does lead me to the Northeast Wisconsin High School Sports Award Show. We are knee-deep in planning. We've got our winter nominees all set. You can go on to any of our websites, for instance, postcrescent.com, click on sports, and then you'll see the link to the Northeast Wisconsin Sports Award Show at the top. I haven't checked it recently, but I've been told by the corporate events team that they are unveiling through the event website our winter nominees, showing all the pictures. And it's more of an expanded show this year. We're having like 12 nominees for boys basketball, girls basketball, boys swimming and diving, wrestling, boys hockey, girls hockey, and then gymnastics has 6 because there aren't very many teams that we cover as far as gymnastics goes in the USA Today Network Wisconsin market. So you can go and check that out. However, Sunday in print, all 10 markets, that's Green Bay, Appleton, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, Manitowoc, Sheboygan, Stevens Point, Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids, and Marshfield. Those papers will have a story unveiling the winter nominees all in one nice, tidy, easy package to follow. And then on Monday online and all of those websites, there'll be a story running right away Monday as well. So going to let everybody know who the 12 nominees are from there at the show, which is scheduled to premiere June 30th at 7 p.m. It's an all-virtual show this year, again, as we continue to grind through this pandemic. But we will announce winners, 3 finalists for each of the Player of the Year categories. I think there are 23 sports that we'll recognize athletes in. and then one Player of the Year. We'll also have premier awards like the Courage Award, which we've already determined, the Boys Athlete of the Year, the Girls Athlete of the Year, Coach of the Year, Team of the Year, all that good stuff. So we still got a lot of work to do. I was telling Mike Sherry, our colleague, we got a quick turnaround here pretty soon because we do have to get the fall nominees finalized and out pretty fast. Normally we would have had that done long ago, but we had to wait for the alternate fall season to be completed here. And it's not just football. There's been girls volleyball teams, boys volleyball teams, and there are too many really good athletes that are playing here in this alternate fall season that you just can't leave out of a show of that magnitude. So looking forward to that. Already have announced that Aaron Rodgers, Katie Ledecky, the champion swimmer, some of the celebrity presenters that will be announcing the award winners, not only in our markets, but Milwaukee. There's going to be nationwide. They'll be doing video recordings of that. So we have more announcements as far as celebrity presenters coming soon as well. So keep your eyes peeled on any of our websites, including Post Crescent and the Press Gazette. And then also give me a follow on Twitter because I'll be tweeting a lot of that information as well at PC Brett C. But it's a labor of love. We always enjoy doing it and can't wait, Ricardo, for us to get back into a live setting so that we can host the show again in 2022 at the Lambeau Field Atrium.
That would be nice. Now, Brett, before you rattle off the scoring plays here, I want to remind everyone again, also, if you could, all those all-area teams, by the way, find them on postcrescent.com under the sports tab and varsity tab. Also, I did cover state swimming.
Okay.
This past Tuesday, went down to Waukesha. We have no one from the Appleton area, but we did have Neverman.
Kaiser
Neverman's younger sister.
Okay.
Brigetta, I want to say.
Oh, yeah,
I hope I did not butcher your name, Brigetta. She won 2 events. And then we had, and I can't remember her name for the life of me, but there was an Ashwaubenon girl who won, I believe, as well. Or maybe she took second. A Bayport girl won.
Okay.
So congratulations to them. And Rebick from Fond du Lac won the diving title. One more thing. Speaking of Fond du Lac, I don't know if you saw that. I'm going to retweet it on my Twitter. Jarrell Russian did a nice retrospective on Bob Hyland. 50 years. He's entering his 50th year of coaching. Did a nice, beautiful piece on him. Contacted some older coaches, some older players. Really did a nice piece. So look for that on FDLreporter.com.
I'll have to check that out.
I'm going to retweet that. If you can't find it, I'll retweet it a little bit later this evening.
Yeah, I'm going to look for that. That should be a good read. Jarrell just did something very recently on the Oshkosh West state title teams, basketball back-to-back in oral history. So he's doing some good work down in the Oshkosh and Fond du Lac markets. Appreciate Jarrell. Hey, again, another plug for the subscription deal before I get to the scoring plays. 6 months, $1. That's all it costs. 6 months, $1. You can get an unlimited digital subscription to the Post Crescent and Press Gazette. All you have to do to sign up is go to postcrescent.com/subscribe and greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe. Scoring plays.
Woo! There's a lot of them for you.
Let's start. It's all Kimberly. 29-yard touchdown run by Caleb Frazier. Then a 16-yard scoring reception from Caden Pendleton to Caleb Frazier. An 11-yard hookup from Pendleton to Cam Winnick. A 5-yard run by Caleb Frazier. An 8-yard run by Parker Kester. And a 17-yard run by Caleb Frazier. That's right. Frazier has 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 through the air. Pendleton with 2 scores, including a strike to Cam Winnick. And then Parker Kester, the other scoring run. 3 touchdowns apiece for Kimberly in each of the first 2 quarters, and that is where we are at as you look at our Community First Fox Cities Marathon and Festival Food scoreboards. Scoreboard, I should say. Kimberly on top, 42-0. I'm guessing, Ricardo, some of those swimmers might get some mention as far as the fall nominees in our Northeast Wisconsin.
I'm sure they will, yes.
High School Sports Awards show. And now we know what is it, April? I would imagine within the next couple months, maybe we'll have some news on a new Clubhouse Live season.
I was just going to ask you about that. Brett's off camera.
Yeah, it's our weekly Packers show. Normally we do it live at the Clubhouse Sports Pub and Grill inside the Paper Valley Hotel, downtown Appleton, Wisconsin. We had to do it virtually this past season. Packers wide receiver Alan Lazard was our co-host. Maybe he'll co-host again. Maybe he won't. We're going to see. Hope he does. Would love to have Lazard in person. I was telling Rosie I'm a little worried. Are we going to have an in-person show this fall, or is the NFL and the Packers going to be real tight about that and force this into another virtual setting? Let's hope not. I know folks are itching to get back into the clubhouse and start doing some live stuff again soon, so we'll see how everything goes numbers-wise. But you want more information, give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/clubhouselive.
Go ahead, bro.
I was going to say, I co-hosted. You are a Bears fan who co-hosted as well. Rosie's part of the production crew.
I was actually asked, I want to say during my the vacation, I was out in Florida. So I got an email from, or I should say a message from one of the student athletes saying, what happened to Varsity Roundtable? Let me tell you what happened to Varsity Roundtable.
Yeah.
For the same concerns that we have in terms of having an in-person thing, we're gonna save that till next season, Brett. I fully intend to have that in person in our studio that we have. We'll figure something out. We'll talk to Rosie about how we're gonna do that logistically. The roundtable will return next fall. So just anyone out there wondering, that's our talk show centered around student athletes, having them come in. Sometimes the whole teams come in. And I know we were talking about this earlier, Brett, that we have the capacity to possibly do that.
Yeah, we can.
To bring people into our studios, office building. So hopefully that is the case. And I do know I got a message on that, and I said, don't worry, it's coming back next fall.
Well, good. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get some more consistency with the R&B show.
That will be as well.
I think that's done for the season.
No, I don't think so.
I'm done. I'm retired.
It might just be me and Rosie. No, the R&R.
You need some
Ricardo and Rosie.
Relaxation. Now we got to kind of get that fired up here. I'm looking for. I just want, like everybody else and like you as well, I just want to get some sort of normal rhythm again. But see if these vaccines continue to roll out. I know I think everybody in our crew here has almost been fully vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated. I know you guys are just about. So.
Yeah, mine's coming up this week.
Yep. So it's nice to kind of get that going as well, and hopefully that makes a dent in things, and we can get back to doing what we love to do and doing live shows, and whether it's Clubhouse Live, Varsity Roundtable, the High School Sports Awards show over there at Lambeau Field. Well, rain's picking up again here at Goelz Field.
Whoa.
Feel bad for Rosie out there. Well, we're going to have running clock here the second half, 42-0 lead for the Papermakers. This stands to be a pretty fast second half, I would think, Ricardo. And again, next week we're going to be at Neenah. And I believe the game is going to be at Neenah High School. I know Neenah in week 1 had to move its game to St. Mary Catholic.
Yes.
St. Mary Catholic has turf. There's a good look at the rain. But I believe it is going to be at Rocket Stadium this next week.
Well, we hope.
We hope.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Rockets are at home. I can check the schedule here. It's good to see that Luke Schrader back in the game, so he's not banged up. Good to see him back out on the field. Ashwaubenon starts with the football, and as you can see, yeah, they're going to wind the clock. I think they inadvertently stopped the clock, so they got to keep it running. And they have it stopped right now. See if the clock operator gets things going. There we go. I can check the league schedule tonight, guys, and see what's going on. Well, you got Bayport at De Pere, as you mentioned. The Redbirds were beating the Pirates. Appleton North was supposed to be at Green Bay East, but that's canceled. Poor, you feel bad for the Lightning. Now they don't have a game this week.
That was true, and that's something that we I mentioned in my notes package. Appleton West is playing Sheboygan North, but you're right, North. I saw a picture on Twitter, by the way. They're lifting weights.
Yeah, hey, getting ready for next week. And then in 2 weeks when they play the rival Papermakers, as Ramage pushing that pile forward and getting the Jaguars a little excited here to start the second half. You got Fond du Lac at Spash. Neenah's at Green Bay Preble, so on a rainy night, the Rocket Stadium not going to get torn up. That's good. Of course, we got this one. Pulaski at Appleton East. Manitowoc at Oshkosh West. You mentioned Appleton West picking up a game because its game against one of the Green Bay schools was zapped. So they're going to play Sheboygan North and then Sheboygan South at Oshkosh North. And was that all COVID related with Green Bay East, West, and Southwest, or was it just numbers
Green Bay
related?
Southwest, and it was numbers related. with East and West.
Yeah, that's too bad. As we'll see what Kirst here can do. Nice throw, good catch, and the Jaguars had something going. Ricardo, Caden Van Dyes, the sophomore, nice sideline grab.
We have some backups in for Kimberly on the defensive end, it looks like.
So the Jags coming out with a little bit of fire here, a little bit of rhythm. Ball's going to be marked at the 37-yard line, but that's when you think of, as far as numbers with the two Green Bay East and West, maybe a Menasha would have been a nice welcome addition if the East and West are having trouble with roster sizes.
That's true.
That's just too bad how it's all played out. As Kirst, nice throw to Luke Schrader, who reaches to about the 25-yard line. Of course, Menasha, one of the schools, along with Notre Dame, tried to play this past fall, couldn't make it happen, had to shut things down. And by the time that they kind of realized that, this league had already been formed, and not much they could do. But now when you see teams like Green Bay East and West that can't, they're concerned about roster size, I'm sure Menasha, already with the schedule set, I think they're hosting Holman tonight, but thinking, we could have played in this league. It would have been fun.
It's tough because, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to play in the fall. And,
yeah.
It's just unfortunate situation for everyone involved. Hopefully, I'm just glad it's a once-in-a-100-year kind of thing.
Let's hope so, right? As Ramage.
the ball carrier. Tackled by McGinnis. And Benson. Second and 5.
Second and 5. Rain's really picked up here at Goelz Field at Ashwaubenon High School. Great setting to watch a high school game. And again, appreciate Nick Singer, the athletic director here, for letting us hang out here on a Friday night. Wet, rainy, but kind of warm. And there's a nice catch. That's Schrader, showing that great body control and those good hands. And Boone Kirst, Ricardo, getting into a nice rhythm here to start this second half. So first and goal, ball's going to be at the 7-yard line.
Looking at Ramage on the sideline, Brady, looks like he's a bit dinged up there. Going to be looked at by a trainer.
Look at that. That's a nice, easy 7-yard score, I guess, for Eli Zoller, and a great drive to open the second half.
Touchdown run by Andrew Blumen.
So PAT coming. That looks like that's Mickey Kiernan. Kirst with the hold. Nice drive. How many plays was that?
That was 6 plays.
And that one is through.
That's the point kick by Mickey Kiernan.
And with 7:54 to go here in the third quarter, Ashwaubenon gets on the board for the first time tonight. 7-yard touchdown run by number 33. Again, that was that? Did you have number 33 on that score?
I did, 33.
Andrew Pludman?
Well, I had it Zolar.
Or number 7? No.
Oh, the kicker.
I'm sorry. That was a 7-yard run.
Oh.
My mistake on the call. That was Andrew Pludman, number 33.
Gotcha. Pludeman. Is it Pludeman?
Yes, so I apologize for that. I got mixed up with the 7 yards looking at number 7.
Brett, you're getting old.
Yeah, I am. Eli Zoller is a sophomore tight end defensive lineman. I think we called his name a little bit earlier. We'll give him a little bit of a shout-out as well, 6'3", 240 pounds, but that was Andrew Pludeman, the junior running back, 5'11", 185 pounds, number 33, getting the touchdown score. So congratulations to Andrew, and good job by the Jags on that opening drive here to start the second half. 42-7, Kimberly with the lead. Ricardo, I'm guessing we're going to see some backups in for the Papermakers as well, though that is Wild's going to take it back. He's got space on that far sideline, and a good return near the 35-yard line.
Jackson Wilds on the return.
Wild had a nice punt return in the first half. I believe it was 35 yards.
Yeah, good looking. Well, he did some good stuff coming in for Lucky Wirtz in the basketball team as well, but looks good in his returns. Throws definitely shows some burst, just a junior, so he's going to be heard from this coming fall as well.
Trying to see who's that quarterback. It's not Myron.
It looks like that's Zach Kreider.
Oh, the other senior? The senior quarterback, I believe.
And that's number 8, Colin Oberman with the carry. Again, running clock. Kimberly with a 42-0 halftime lead, so still holding on to that 35-0 or 35-point advantage. Looking at next week's games, Oshkosh West at Spash, Oshkosh North right here at Ashwaubenon, Green Bay Preble at Fond du Lac, Bayport Neenah, that's at Neenah, and the game will be streaming. Kimberly hosts Appleton East, Pulaski hosts Appleton North. That should be a fun one. Green Bay Southwest is at Manitowoc, De Pere is at Appleton West, Sheboygan North, Sheboygan South in the big rivalry game along the Lake Shore. Green Bay East will be at Green Bay West, presumably.
I expect that one to be played, though. That's a big rivalry game.
Well, that Green Bay Southwest, that might be off now next week, right, against Manitowoc? Wasn't that going to be a 2-week hiatus? It looks like we have a Papermaker down. Is that number 63 for Kimberly? It looks like that might be George Jorgensen, a senior.
Yeah, 5'11", 270-pound senior. .6:12 left here in the third quarter. 42-7 lead for Kimberly over Ashwaubenon. Papermakers led 42-0 at the half. They're looking at the left leg or ankle. As they go to pick him up, his teammates.
Yeah, I can't put any weight on that left leg, so hopefully nothing too serious. George Jorgensen, senior offensive lineman, helped off the field here, and a third down coming up for the Papermakers. A 3rd and 7, ball at the 36-yard line.
So 3rd down 7 for Kimberly. Again, Kreider in at quarterback for the Papermakers. Senior.
Little play action. Kreider looking. Nice pitch and catch, and that is a first down. That's going to be number 25, Josh Bailey, listed as a fullback / tight end for the Papermakers, junior. 5'10", 181 pounds.
It is a first down.
Ball's going to be at the 43-yard line.
First down, Kimberly at their own 43.
Again, clock still running here.
Whoa, high snap. Good job by Kreider. And I don't know if he just decided to say, forget this play. I'm just gonna run it. Timing is off a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you hit it on the hit it on the head, Brad. The timing was off. He decided to take it off the left side by himself. Still need to get 3 or 4 yards though.
Yeah, I think I like the decision. He didn't think about it. He said, forget this. I'm going. And ball's gonna be at the 46-yard line. So
yeah,
second down coming up.
When those timing things are off, that's when fumbles tend to happen. It's raining. It's a little wet. Just take it yourself. 2nd down and 7 for Kimberly.
Light rain now. It's eased up a little bit. Hopefully that was the extent of the heavier rain. More for Rosie's sake, Ricardo.
Yes, I'm always thinking about Rosie. We always are. He's in the elements.
Good pursuit, and there's going to be a flag on
There
top
is.
of that. That might be pushing it back. Colin Oberman, not much
And a
there.
second flag.
Tackled by Moynihan and Seagull.
As it looks like Kimberly's going
They
back.
know. Yep, they're backing up.
There's a hold. Oh,
Oh,
it's offsetting
offsetting.
penalties. Okay.
So get that offense moved back closer to the line of scrimmage because that's not moving anywhere.
2 over.
Here's some Ashwaubenon fans in front of us, a little angry about the offsetting holding calls, but that's what the officials see, and that's how it's going to be. So second down again, 7 to go, ball at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, that second flag came in late, Brett.
Yeah, it did. And a very fast-moving third quarter because of running clock. Waiting for Kreider, and he's going to hand off to Oberman. Oberman makes one miss. Finally wrapped up by number 9, Nathan Moynihan. Again, the senior linebacker doing a good job. 6'2", 220 pounds. And third down coming up near midfield.
Yeah, ball will be marked at the 49. It'll be third and a long 3.
You know, Ricardo, looking at Kimberly in this program, putting together these game notes, and you just kind of shake your head sometimes at the crazy level of success. And I'll get to that here in a second as Kimberly bringing in the play call, but 96-3, Kimberly, over its past 99 games.
Wow.
96-3.
Is that good?
And look at this, Kreider, beautiful run, a nice fake, staying on his feet, keeping that balance. Good, nice play fake, Ricardo. And he just lowers his head, lowers his shoulders, and he's diving his way to a first down. Ball at the 41-yard line.
Yeah,
I like
making a good decision there, Brett. You know, you got to make that quick decision whether to hand off or take it yourself, and did a good job. Picked up 10 yards and kept that clock moving, Brett. Well, I guess it moves.
It's going no matter what. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. First down and 10 though, inside Ashwaubenon territory at the 41.
Papermakers 96-3 over the past 99 games. That dates back to the 2013 season. That's a .970 winning percentage. Of course, they had a string of 6 straight state championship game appearances. That was from the 2013-2018 seasons. The first 5 of those state championship. A lot of gold balls in those that trophy case. The first title in 2013 was Division II. Then the next 4 was Division I. And, of course, that included the state record 70-game winning streak. Papermakers have advanced to the postseason every season since '06. You know, when you're looking at it from a normal season standpoint, 7 state titles over that span and 9 state championship games. How about that for a sustained level of success? And we talk about it all the time. Not only are they doing it in Division I, but in one of the toughest leagues in the state as well.
And they're one of the smaller Division I schools. That's another thing people forget.
And off to a 2-0 start, on the way to 3-0 this season. As Oberman veers to his right and looking for that space. Good pursuit and a nice tackle finally by number 25, Mitchell Opperman. Senior defensive back getting in. That might be the final play. We'll see as the clock continues to run.
It is a first down though, Brett.
Yep, spotted at the 31-yard line. That is crazy. 96-3. It's hard to believe. Ashwaubenon has qualified for postseason play every season since '98. As I mentioned, those a lot of gold balls in the Ashwaubenon Trophy case as well. D2 state titles in '96, 2000, '01, and '05, all under the great Ken Golomsky. Fast-moving third quarter comes to a close here at Goelz Field because of the running clock. We'll move to the fourth quarter with the Papermakers up 42-7 as we look at our Community First Fox Cities Marathon and Festival Foods scoreboard. Again, thanks to our sponsors, The folks at Festival Foods know that getting involved and doing good is part of being a good neighbor and member of the community, and they strive to be a true asset to our communities and embody the give-back spirit of Wisconsin. And registration is open for the 30th running of the Community First Fox Cities Marathon. Visit foxcitiesmarathon.org for details.
Conclusion of the game, we ask that all spectators please vacate the stadium immediately so that we can get everyone out in a timely and safe manner.
42-7 your score, Kimberly over Ashwaubenon.
So what do you think? You liking this spring football?
I do.
Just once, though.
Once is enough.
Yeah. I want to get back in that fall where you're anticipating and building towards a run to Camp Randall Stadium.
And I think that's what's missing. You know, all the other sports have a tournament series, and while they do have a postseason, they don't have it culminating with anything.
Right.
But I think Coach Jones, you know, and Coach Wichkowski, they're going to like having this experience going into the fall. So especially for Wichkowski as the young quarterback coming up.
Brian Wichkowski, this program is on the rise again. I know it looks 42-7, and they've got a little ways to go to catch the Bayports of the world at FRCC. He's going to get it done. He did fantastic work just down the road at Little Chute, and he's going to do the same thing here at Ashwaubenon. There's just too much history, too much good football tradition here, and a big pool of talent to draw from here in this area as well. So it's going to happen.
That was Blake Berry, a sophomore running back for Kimberly with that run for a 1 yard loss. Second down 11 for Kimberly.
You mentioned too spring football and kind of getting these guys some game experience, some reps. It's going to be recent too because it's going to be a really quick spring season, and in a few months, they're going to be back on the football field, contact days, and all of a sudden, everything's going to be fresh in these kids' minds too about playbooks and just the culture and how things need to be done. There's a toss. Ooh, nice hands.
Barry with a nice. Look at that. He's going to get the first down. Brett trucking guys in the secondary.
Is this a future all-conference running back we're seeing as well? Another one coming up in the ranks, just a sophomore, 5'10", 192 pounds, a big, strong sophomore, but showing great athleticism there to corral that high pitch.
14-yard carry for Barry.
Ball will be at the 18-yard line. A number of these kids on both sides, Ricardo, will be going quickly into the spring season. Not going to be a lot of a break, much break, is there? And then you get into the all the summer duties. Is Barry going to keep it again? Look at him dancing around that line of scrimmage. Wow.
I like his vision and his cutback ability.
Boy,
you're
quick
right
and
away.
shifty.
He's cut from a different cloth of the other running backs.
Low to the ground.
Yeah.
But strong. Runs low to the ground. I like the way he dances back there.
That's 14, second and 6.
And we do have a timeout here by Kimberly.
Timeout, Kimberly.
This is one of the things, too, Ricardo, we've seen as a kind of a staple of Steve Jones in his program is a lot of times they're up so much and so big at the half that they get these younger kids so much game experience. So by the time it actually is their turn, it's no big deal. They're used to it.
And not just that, in the postseason, they're usually playing 4 or 5 additional games. That's 4 or 5 additional weeks of practice.
That is a lot. I mean, that's half a season.
It's almost like a self-fulfilling kind of like success.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get that up on another program that is trying to also build, but they don't get that sustained playoffs.
Right.
So they don't get to, run those plays over and over again.
Yeah.
So, wow, it's, once you've reached the mountaintop, they say it's tough to stay there. But Kimberly, they're taking advantage of everything that's offered to them.
Yeah, once you get that train rolling, it's tough to stop. You're seeing it now at Muskego and what the powerhouse program they've got, back-to-back state championships. They've got a long winning streak now. They still got a ways to go to catch that 70-game winning streak.
I know exactly what you see. I don't even think it's at 30 wins yet. They're not even halfway to Kimberly.
No. And then, of course, Bayport's doing it, Fond du Lac's doing it, so they're getting deep. Appleton North has done it for a number of years. That's why you see even the Wrightstowns of the world, the Freedom, the Little Chutes, as I mentioned with Brian Wichkowski, West Appear, Menasha. Once you get these things established and you get that extra half a season, I mean, yeah, it makes a difference. And kind of nice if you're a coach, you finally get to the mountaintop, you kind of enjoy all that hard work of getting there. As Kreider going to keep it, he's going to get wrapped up.
Schrader, the ball carrier.
Look at this big old 74 for the Jaguars. Josh Witt, a 6'4", 300-pound defensive lineman. How about that?
Loss of a yard brings up 3rd down and 7 for Kimberly. That clock's still ticking as we have a running clock situation.
It was nice for Ashwaubenon and Brian Richkowski making the playoffs in 2019, getting that little taste of postseason, getting that extra game.
And extra week of practice.
Yep. Third down coming up. Barry, stiff arms. And 4th down now, and I would imagine, well, let's see what Steve Jones wants to do.
Barry, the ball carrier. Tackled by Kiernan.
Ball at the 15-yard line, 4th and 7. Ball spotted, so this is taking a long time to get to the play calling. I wonder if they're going to have to burn another timeout here. As Kreider now coming to the huddle to relay the play call. Watching that official behind the Jaguars defense. Now he's got the hand in the air. He's going to start counting here any second. Looks like they're going to get the play call off as Kreider waiting for the snap. And it's Kreider's going to keep it. Nice move, but he stopped short by a couple yards. Good job of that Jaguar defense, but almost a first down for Kreider. But the defense finally gets a stop, and the Jags will take over near the 10-yard line.
Tackled by Newell.
Ball will be spotted at the 11. First down and 10 for the Jaguars.
First and 10.
There's Ramage again, so he's back on the field. Ricardo, good to see him. Look at him push that pile a little bit. Fast-moving second half. It's been running clock the entire time with Kimberly up 42-0. Rain has finally stopped again at Goelz Field. Hopefully it's not going to be too rainy of a weekend. Sounds like it could be a bit of a washout, though. hopefully the weather folks are wrong.
April showers, my friend.
Yeah, what do they bring?
Mayflowers.
Yes.
All right.
That's true.
That was just a guess.
I'm going to drive by your house sometime in May, see if you planted any flowers.
Oh, no.
As
Not a flower guy.
Cursed a little wide on that throw. Third down coming up. Hey, come on. Why don't you plant some flowers at your house? What's the matter with that?
No, thanks. I'm fine with that. A Ray Applin in, though, for Kimberly, Brett. 6'3", 368-pound senior, number 91. Look at him right there in the center of the line.
There he is.
Thank you, Rosie, for getting a little video of him.
Moves pretty good for a big kid, doesn't he?
You can see him towering over the center.
Yeah, he is a big dude. He is a big dude, but been kind of watching him a little bit, and he moves around. Moves around well.
Bit of a stunt there. As
pushing his guy back. Nice little throw.
Is there a fumble? No,
it was Luke Schrader with the catch, but I think it was fumbled out of bounds. But that's the first down, I believe. Yeah, they're moving the chains. Ashwaubenon looking to, get some momentum going into next week. Jaguars, unfortunately for them, going to fall to 0-3 on the season. A tough start, tough go. I mean, you look at two Ashwaubenon getting placed in Group B. And a lot of good teams in this side. You look at, again, Group B, Appleton North and Kimberly, Pulaski, East. Some good squads in this group.
21-yard gain for Schrader on that end around, Brett.
Out of bounds at the 43, first and 10.
There's Ramage. He's got some space. And the Jaguars staying on the field, moving the chains, trying to get one more score on the board before we call this a game, make it all official.
Yeah, back-to-back runs. Schrader, 21-yard run. This one by Ramage, 13 yards. Again, Kimberly with a lot of backups in. First down and 10 at the 44 of Kimberly for the Jaguars.
Ramage, a good-looking runner when he gets going.
Yeah.
Remember him last year, back in 2019, being a load to deal with it at times.
He just has a great name for a running back, Ramage.
He does. 5'9", 195 pounds, strong, fast. And he's coming out, though, kind of holding that
he's been
right
holding
arm.
that arm. He was holding it earlier. Boy, if he's playing hurt, that's...
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Playing through it.
Here's that same play with Schrader.
He's got that speed.
With Schrader, the ball carrier. Out of bounds by Budiak.
10-yard run for Schrader, and that brings it to a first down and 10 at the 25. This drive started way back at the 11, Brett.
25, first and 10.
Pludeman in the backfield for Ashwaubenon. Schrader again in motion. That's Pludeman up the middle. Finds an open hole. Brett, look out.
Oh, wow. Good run. Good job of just keeping his balance.
Tackled by Brennan.
14 yards there for Pludeman.
Yeah, Pludeman already with one touchdown. Maybe he's got a crack at another. First and 10, Ricardo at the 11-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play. Clock running, of course, this entire second half. So Ashwaubenon's got to move fast. There's a play action. Kirst looking. He's going to, I thought he was going to tuck it in. And I think it was bobbled.
It was bobbled. Oh, it was a nice throw, Brett. He actually had another option in the back end of the end zone as well.
Caden Turnbull, the junior wideout. That's tough. You're trying to keep that 1 foot in. You got defenders on you. You're in the corner of the end zone.
So everything has to work. Everything has to click at one time. People think that that's the pros make it look easy, but it's very difficult actually to coordinate all that and catch the football.
That's why they're pros, right?
Exactly.
They're at a levels way above everybody else. Clock now almost a minute to go here in this game. A couple more plays left for the Jags. Well, they got some timeouts too if they don't get it. So that's caught by Schrader, and I would imagine Ashwaubenon's going to want to call maybe a timeout to get another score here.
5-yard gain on that. Third down, goal to goal from the 6.
Ball marked at the 5-yard line. 3rd and 4.
Ashwaubenon fans want them to get one score in.
Well, feel good about themselves going into next week. Get some momentum, as I said, some positive thoughts, Ricardo.
I'd run it Pludeman right up the middle, but they're going to throw it. And is that Schrader?
No, that's Turnbull. Well, I think that's Turnbull, isn't that number 14?
Correction, completion to Caden Pendleton.
There you go.
Good call, Brett.
What was that, a 6-yard score?
6-yard score.
So a nice drive there for the Jags. Went to, 90 yards, I think. And the kick is no good.
The point kick is no good. Again, fans, Thank you for attending tonight's game and for supporting the student athletes of both schools. We ask that all spectators.
So what we have left, Ricardo, a kick and a kneel down, and we'll put this one to bed.
I guess so.
Again, give Ricardo a follow at PC Ricardo. I'm at PC Brett C. Don't forget about Jim Rosandick Rosie. He's at Metal Rosie. METALROSIE. Week 3 just about in the books. 4 more games to go for us. 2 more regular season games, 2 more playoff games, and
by the way, Notre Dame now lead Kewanee 19-14. Brett with 8:53 left in the fourth quarter.
What about that Bayport De Pere game? Any more updates on that?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that. Amro, a big Brett over North Fond du Lac.
There you go.
56-0. Looks like a kid had a 99-yard touchdown run.
That's your team.
My team. I'm an alumnus. Hey, look at this. Bayport. Well, it still says they trail 14-7. Let's see if I see another update here, Brett. 14-13 they trail now in the second half.
What a battle.
De Pere.
Well, remember, Bayport lost a ton.
They did.
From that.
Isaiah Gash and the big Max Musin. Yeah.
Well, they had a lot of guys had returned on the offensive line. Some big talent. So maybe not unexpected. I guess that is going to be it. I think they're going to keep the clock running. So that will be the final play of this game, the kickoff, and wait for that clock to make it official. Ricardo, we've got all zeros, and that's how this one will end. 42-13, Kimberly with the victory. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on those scores. But I guess Ricardo, before you head down, some thoughts on this one.
Well, Ashwaubenon, let me start with that first. You know, again, tough that they lost the Van kid right away, but you saw some traits here that they can work with. We mentioned that earlier in the live stream. Really like the way the quarterback looks. I think they have something there. Richkowski, I'm sure, is excited to work with him, kind of have the offense built around his strengths. I think you got a lot there. And again, when you're going to get Kimberly is where they want to be. Okay, Kimberly is where Ashwaubenon wants to be. To get there, you have to string together some wins. Got to get to the postseason. Got to get those weeks in the postseason, get those extra weeks, and get that more together time. For Kimberly, I still say they're the #1 team in the state. I have yet to see a team I feel that can compete with them. Now that we're seeing Bayport struggle with De Pere.
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac, right. I was going to bring up Fond du Lac, but they don't play Fond du Lac yet. It would have to be in the postseason.
Yeah. Well, Apple and North, we'll see how that goes.
Right.
Matches
so
up too.
Now the matter for Steve Jones is keeping this team together. I think it's great that they were able to get a lot of the young kids into this game, Brett, to get some playing time in the second half. And now it's just a matter of just staying the course, avoiding injuries, and then trying to finish out the season strong. And I'm talking about injuries that could carry over to the fall. You know, that's another thing you want to avoid.
Good point.
You know, you'd hate to see Pendleton hurt himself or something like that, and then he's out for a whole year, and then he'll miss the fall season. So, again, that's something I might touch on in one of my columns spread in the upcoming weeks about how coaches are they worried about that? Are they thinking about that? Especially some of the kids who might go play next season in collegiate ranks. You know, how much is that being influenced on them for as well? Maybe a Caleb Frazier, maybe his college doesn't want him. You know, maybe playing in the postseason. I don't know. I'm just merely speculating here.
Hey, by the way, when you go down to talk to Steve Jones, when you weren't here yet, you see the buses across behind the far bleachers. That's the Kimberly buses.
Yeah.
It looked like they had a police escort coming in.
Wow.
You got to ask Steve Jones. Has it come to this now, where he's getting a police escort when he comes into town, wherever he goes? Got a text from Dewey, the legendary Dewey over at Kimberly High School. De Pere up 20-13.
Oh boy!
So there you go. But
boy, when's the last time Bayport's lost in the
FRC? Well, I guess this doesn't really count.
I guess it doesn't.
Right?
Yeah,
the conference winning streak will stand in the FRCC. But yeah, got to ask Steve Jones about that police escort. What that's all about? I thought that was just reserved for the pro and the college levels.
All right, Brett, I'm gonna get down there and talk to Jonesy.
Yeah, tell him I say hi.
I will. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you back here next week.
Yeah, let me run down the scoring before we close it out for the night. It was all Kimberly in the first half. Caleb Frazier got the Papermakers on the board very quickly. 10:37 to play in the opening quarter and a 29-yard touchdown run. Made it 7-0. Then 14-0 Kimberly on a 16-yard pass hookup from Caden Pendleton to Caleb Frazier. That came with 4:47 to go in the first quarter. Made it, as I said, 14-zip. Then an 11-yard pass from Pendleton to Cam Winnick with 2:40 to play in the first quarter. Kimberly up 21-zip. Kimberly takes a 28-0 lead very early in the second quarter as Frazier scores again on a 5-yard run with 10:09 to play. Then Parker Kester, he was next, an 8-yard run for the Papermakers with 6:54 to play in the second quarter, made it 35-0 Kimberly, and then the Papermakers close out the scoring in the first half. Caleb Frazier, another touchdown, 17-yard run with 2:21 to go in the second quarter, made it 42-zip. Ashwaubenon scores 2 touchdowns in the second half. It was a running clock the entire way. First, a 7-yard run by Andrew Pluteman with 7:54 to go in the third, and then as we saw here late, 17.7 seconds left, a 6-yard pass from Boone Kirst to Caden Turnbull. The kick was no good, and that's how it ends up here at Goelz Field, 42-13, Kimberly with the win. The victory improves the Papermakers to 3-0 on the season. They're home against Oshkosh North next Friday. That's a Fox Valley Classic Football Conference matchup. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Ashwaubenon, or check that, I'm sorry. Kimberly is home against Appleton East against the Patriots next Friday. FVC-FC matchup. Kickoff still set for 7 p.m. The Jaguars slip to 0-3. They'll be hosting Oshkosh North right here next Friday. That also is an FVC-FC game. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. in that one as well. As for us, as I said earlier, we'll be at Rocket Stadium next Friday night as Neenah hosts third-ranked Bayport in a Fox Valley Classic Football Conference showdown. You can catch it live beginning at 6:45 p.m. on the Post-Crescent and Press Gazette websites and Facebook pages and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. And remember, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Once again, thanks to our sponsors. Festival Foods, the folks over there know that getting involved and doing good is part of being a good neighbor and member of the community, and they strive to be a true asset to our communities and embody the give back spirit of Wisconsin. And Community First Fox Cities Marathon. Registration now open for the 30th running of the marathon. Visit foxcitiesmarathon.org for details. And again, sign up for a digital subscription, would you please, to the Post-Crescent or the Green Bay Press Gazette. 6 months, $1. Go to postcrescent.com/subscribe or greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe. We appreciate your support of local journalism. So for Ricardo, for Rosie and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, I'm Brett Christopherson, signing off from Goelz Field here at Ashwaubenon High School, where once again the final score tonight, Kimberly 42, Ashwaubenon 13. Thanks for watching, everybody.